A pimp, not a simp. A pimp, not a simp. We eat so many shrimp. I got iodine partners.
My bitch a choosy lover, never fuck without a rubber. Never in the sheets like it on top of the cover. Money on the dresser, drive a compressor. Top notch hoes get the most, not the lesser. Trash like the fuck for $40 in the club. Fucking up the game, bitch, it gets no love. She be cross country, giving all that she got. 1,000 a pop, I'm pulling business off the lot. I smashed up the gray one, bought me a red. Every time we hit the parking lot, we turn head. Some hoes wanna choose, but them bitches too scary. Your bitch chose me, you ain't a pimp, you a fairy.
A pimp, not a simp. A pimp, not a simp. A pimp, not a simp. We eat so many shrimp. I got iodine partners.
Baby, you been rolling solo, time to get down with the team. The grass is greener on that other side. If you know what I mean, I show you shit you never seen. The 7 wonders of the world. And I can make you the 8th if you wanna be my girl. I say my girl, I don't mean my woman, that ain't my style. Need a real street stalker, walk a green mile. Piling up the paper on the dining room table. Cause you able to realize I'm the truth and not a fable. Baby, rockin' Russian sable, keep that chiller on the rack. What I look like with some $1,000 shit up on my back. I'm $1 million man, they need $1 billion bitch. Put my pimpin' in your life, watch your daddy get rich. Easy as ABC, simple as 1, 2, 3. Get down with UGK, Pimp CBU with B. Cause what's a hoe with no pimp, and what's a pimp with no hoe? Don't be a lame, you know the game and how it goes. We try to get toes.
A pimp, not a simp. A pimp, not a simp. A pimp, not a simp. We eat so many shrimp. I got iodine partners.
Hello, everybody. It is Artie of Artie's Corporate Fiction. How are you guys? Hope you're doing well. What in the world? I forgot. Hope you guys are doing good. To be clear. Happy Wednesday. We got a very good video. I first caught wind of this thanks to Mr. Juan Galt. So everybody shout out to Juan Galt, who posted a video of this yesterday. Breaking this down. This feature who has had 2 other videos featuring Mr. Yusuf L's script being tested in real life, and this is number 3 on the list, and apparently it doesn't go very well. I did actually take a peek of it. It's really good. This judge, man, we all thought Judge Middleton was top tier. This guy might be making a run for his money when it comes to handling sovereign citizens. So we're gonna sit back and watch. We got the old man kitty Winston napping like a little baby. So you guys can enjoy his company. But yeah, we're gonna take a look at it and get right to it. So let's go for it. Let's go. All right. All right, let's go.
You're on Friday. Are you up? Please sit at the desk representing yourself. The judge needs to address you, sir. Is that a problem, sir?
Yeah, you're a defendant. Sit at the defendant's chair.
I'm not defendant.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry.
Then who the hell are you?
If I may try to help explain.
Try.
Uh-oh.
I'll try. Mr. Michaud is a sovereign citizen, and
No, I'm not a sovereign citizen.
Uh-oh, he doesn't like that. They never like it when they get called out.
All right, sir, don't speak.
I maybe am not phrasing that correctly.
Don't speak until I ask you to speak.
But there's a difference between Frank Michaud, or I think it is Mr. Michaud's assertion that there is a difference between the natural person, Mr. Frank Michaud, and the sort of legal entity.
I don't recognize that.
And that's what I prepared Mr. Michaud for that.
Sir, you're a defendant in my courtroom. Either I issue a bench warrant because you haven't appeared, or you come up here and sit in the chair and we proceed.
Perfect. Which is, again, more judges need to do this to basically cut these guys off right at the head.
All right, so you're threatening me to.
Absolutely, I'm threatening you. Either you're here to
That's also a new one. Usually judges don't. Usually judges are like, no, it's not a threat, but a promise. Nah, Judge Oakley, he's gonna bite that bullet. You're damn right. It's a threat. If you don't come up here and announce yourself, it is a threat.
today or you're not. If you're not here today, a bench warrant will issue. If you're here today, I need you in the chair so we can proceed with the proceeding that's scheduled, which is a preliminary exam.
And Judge, if I may, I have advised Mr. Michaud that the courts receive objections all the time, or rule objections that are preserved on the record. If he has,
He can appeal me. I'll let you build whatever record you want to build, Mr. Michaud.
Are we on the record?
Yes.
Are you on your oath to the Constitution?
Hold on. Are you picking him up? That's one of the reasons I want you up here is through the microphone here.
I'll speak loud.
Are you picking him up? Yes. Go ahead.
Are you honoring your oath to the Constitution today?
Pardon me?
Are you honoring your oath to the Constitution? You have an oath to the
I didn't swear an oath to the Constitution.
You haven't.
I took an oath that said I would follow the Constitution.
To not uphold the Constitution?
Yes, follow the Constitution.
So you are upholding your oath to the Constitution?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I accept your oath. Thank you.
Okay.
Now I have.
Sir, get your ass in the chair or leave. Now that you're a bench warrant. You're not running the courtroom. I am. If you want to have an exam today, get your ass in the chair.
Damn.
That's the way it works.
Okay. Okay. Usually, look. I'm gonna say it's very uncouth for a judge to swear or use profanity, I should say, while on the bench. In chambers, forget about it. But while on the bench, it's usually pretty uncouth. But you know what? I'll take it. As long as it doesn't become like a regular thing, I'll take it.
I reserve all my rights.
I would have nothing less.
I reserve all rights.
Now, are you representing yourself today?
I'm presenting myself.
That's not what I asked you.
Nope.
Are you representing yourself, or is this gentleman going to be your lawyer for today's proceeding?
I will be presenting myself today.
may
All right, so that's a no. You don't want him to represent you?
No, for the record, he's not my lawyer. I don't have an attorney. I present myself.
Okay.
I bet.
Judge, what I have recommended to Mr. Michaud is that he has a jurisdictional argument that he wants to make. And that, you know, pending Your Honor's ruling on that jurisdictional issue, I have prepared to conduct a preliminary exam.
Okay.
And could be, you know, available if he wanted to ask me to do that at the correct time.
So you want to represent yourself for that jurisdictional argument, and if I rule against you, then perhaps you want him to represent you? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, that's not what you're hearing.
All right, so you don't want him at all under any circumstance?
No, I don't need an attorney for the record. I'm fine.
Okay.
Okay.
So with that being said.
Well, hold on. You can stick around if you want to, but I'm not going to obligate you to stay.
I understand, Judge. I'm definitely going to stay.
That's fine.
If I was an attorney, I stay too. It's like, man, I am not missing this. I'm here to watch the show. Great.
Today.
You have a jurisdictional argument you want to make?
Well, I've served notice.
Sir, it's a yes or no. Do you have a jurisdictional argument you'd like to make today?
I have a
yes or no.
Arguments. Why are you forcing me to say answer?
Because I'm running the courtroom and it's the way I want to do it.
Yeah.
Do you have a jurisdictional argument you'd like to make today?
I do, yes.
Then make it. What's your jurisdictional argument?
I'm presenting myself. So I need to know, Article 6 of the Constitution grants me the right.
All right, here we go. Now he's reading from the script.
Right to know what jurisdiction is this court operating up under?
State of Michigan.
Yes, I do, Blue Bacon. And naturally, he's going to say state of Michigan. But don't worry, Yusuf L's script apparently has a solution for this contingency.
No, what jurisdiction?
State
No.
of Michigan.
Okay, what jurisdiction is the state of
District
Michigan?
courts are legislative courts. That means they're created by statute. The state of Michigan gives me my jurisdiction.
So, okay, is that?
I work under the authority of the state of Michigan.
What is it? Under what jurisdiction? There's two different jurisdictions under the Constitution.
Yep, he's trying to go back to the script.
You have
Admiralty and common law. So I
Admiralty,
need to
common
know
This
law.
is
the
not
order.
admiralty.
This is
What it
not
is.
It's
admiralty.
not common law.
Which
It's
one is-
statutory.
Okay,
Yep.
so it's statutory. That is what, civil?
No,
So what is it? For the
my
record, I need to
jurisdiction
have
is
that on-
both civil.
I can't defend myself unless I have it on the record. Is it?
My
There's
jurisdiction.
only two.
Sure,
He's now interrupting the judge.
shut up. If you
Yeah.
ask me a question, I can't answer while you're talking.
Okay.
My jurisdiction is both civil and criminal as provided by the statutes of the state of Michigan.
Okay, so today, under which one is?
This is a criminal case.
Okay, right. So is that common law or admiralty?
It's
Oh my God.
statute. It's neither common law or admiralty.
It's one or the other. It don't say statute.
All right, then you can appeal my ruling. My ruling is it's neither admiralty or common law.
Deal with it.
So this is you say it's criminal for the record.
Yes.
Okay, and if it's criminal, in order for a crime to exist, there must be injured
Oh my
party
God.
for the record.
Injured
right?
party.
What?
An injured party.
Yeah, it's the
A
people of the
corpus
state of
delicti.
Michigan.
All right, so if the people of the state of Michigan, right? Where's the
What?
sworn statement?
Where's what?
A sworn
What?
statement. I have a right to see a sworn statement saying I injured someone.
There's a complaint in the file.
Sworn complaint, signed, all
You want to see it?
affidavit, sworn affidavit.
No, it's not. I don't think it's an affidavit.
Well, okay, so
You said you wanted a sworn complaint.
Yeah.
from an injured party, who have I injured for the record?
The state of Michigan
How can I
are
injure the
bringing the
state?
charges.
How can I injure the
Sir,
state?
sit down.
How can I injure the state? Yep, there you go. Yeah, corpus delicti. Oh my God. I know. I know, Gary. They refer to corpus delicti, which in itself is they refer to that as they have a bastardized meaning of corpus delicti. But yeah.
Sit
I prefer to stand.
down.
I'm not.
Sit down,
Uh-oh.
or I will hold you in contempt.
Another threat. Wow.
You're
Wow.
probably going to hear more than one.
I see.
Ooh.
I am ruling that I have jurisdiction. You are free to appeal that to the circuit court. Proceed. Do the people have a witness they'd like to call in the exam?
Yes, Judge, the people are prepared to move forward. Just as a quick preliminary matter, would request a mutual order of sequestration with an exception for the
So-
OIC.
So again,
I'm not asking you to talk. Ma'am, are you a
Ooh.
possible witness in this case? Okay, all right. And would you mind putting your name on the record, please? Counsel, I want to look at the lady. Would you mind putting your name on the record?
She's a witness. She is a
I-
witness.
Sir, you speak again when I haven't asked you to, and you're in
Shut up.
contempt. And we'll deal with that first. The reason I need your name is because if you appear somewhere down the road and want to testify, we have to know that today you were in the courtroom. And I can't do that by taking a picture of you, so I'm asking you to state your name.
Your witness, yes.
Sir, you are in contempt of court.
Okay.
$100 fine. Speak again when it's not your turn, and I'll continue to up the ante. Clear?
Ooh. So already we got a $100 fine. Can we go even higher?
You can speak now. I've asked you a
I
question.
object.
I don't give a shit if you object. Is it clear what I said?
I don't really give a flying if you object.
I'm waiting for an answer.
I said I object. What I'm supposed to say?
I want to know if you understand you've just been fined $100 for contempt.
I don't understand.
Okay, well, you still owe me $100.
Man. Oh my God. This is wild. This is wild. Again, I'm always torn. I'm always torn by this. I'm always torn between a judge maintaining professionalism and just basically just being firm and to the point and cutting him down, and then a judge just saying, screw it, I'm not dealing with your BS. We're cutting this off.
Are you going to give me your name? That's fine. Thank you. Witness.
He's standing
Your
up right
Honor,
now.
the people called Officer Steppen. Oh, I'm sorry. One last quick preliminary matter. Pursuant to 76611D, we'd like to introduce a certified registered of action in regard to this individual being a previously convicted felon.
I object.
Hold on. Have you
Ooh.
shown that to him?
I object. I object.
What's your objection, Mr. Michaud?
My objection is that I am here under the guise of
Bless you.
a probable cause conference. And I don't know how we're here at a preliminary exam when I did not waive any right to waive a probable cause.
This is a preliminary exam.
This is, okay, so right here.
This is the probable cause hearing.
It says.
All right, stop.
Okay.
Right now, the question on the table is, you've objected to admittance of that document. I want to know what your legal objection is.
I'm also objecting.
What is your legal objection?
To not waiving my probable cause hearing.
Denied. That's admitted.
Well,
under what grounds am I denied not?
Because you didn't give me a valid objection.
I object.
You can't just object.
That-
You got to explain with the.
that's like objection on what grounds? It's damaging to my case. Deny.
Valid
I
objection to the
object
evidence.
that we are having a preliminary exam when I haven't had a proper.
This ain't law and order, all right? Vast majority of the time, when you got the vast majority of the time, when you're objecting, you got to explain on what grounds you're objecting to.
Probable cause hearing that I did not.
They're the same thing, Mr.
It's
Michaud.
still on this.
Mr. Michaud, they're the same thing.
But it's still, I have a right to a probable cause. Am I right or wrong?
Sure, try.
Am I right? Do I have a right to a probable cause?
That's what today is scheduled for.
But today it says preliminary exam. Right here it says probable cause conference. And today is a different date that says a preliminary.
Have you ever had a grilled cheese?
If it was different.
Have you ever had a grilled cheese?
If it was different, why would it have two?
Okay, I actually don't know where the judge is going for with this. He's asking, have you ever had a grilled cheese?
Have you ever had a grilled cheese?
I object to any of that. Why would it have two separate columns?
Take him out.
Why would it have two separate columns?
I'm not playing this game with him today. If you think you can get him to shut up long enough so we can have our hearing, we'll do it. But I'm not going to let him try to run my.
He's talking to defense counsel, who's not really, involved anymore.
My courtroom.
Okay, I'll just be very brief in my one attempt here. I would like to try to explain what I understand Mr. Michaud's objection to be, and what I have also represented to him regarding that objection. Mr. Michaud.
Grilled cheese, toasted cheese, different name, same thing. I've actually never even heard of that. I'd never even heard of that idiom before. I mean, if you wanted to go with the same energy that he has been before, I would probably tell him, like, probable cause hearing or preliminary probable cause like conference, preliminary hearing, same shit, different smell.
Michaud, I think the court record will reflect, had a probable cause conference first on November 29th and then again on December 20th. I have disclosed, I think I've been very transparent with Mr. Michaud that probable cause conference is a bit of a misleading name because probable cause conference under the court rules does not require that probable cause be established.
Right.
At the second probable cause conference, Mr. Michaud was caring for a sick relative, so he wasn't able to attend that probable cause conference scheduled December 20th.
Which didn't hurt him at all.
Right. I represented him on that day, and I asked the court to waive his appearance so that he could remain with his family.
Which we did.
I understood to be his wishes. I may now understand differently that I.
Okay, hold on. Let me let's go back and see and hear what his defense, well, his not defense attorney is trying to tell and trying to explain.
I think the court, I'll just be very brief in my one attempt here. I would like to try to explain what I understand Mr. Michaud's objection to be, and what I have also represented to him regarding that objection. Mr. Michaud, I think the court record will reflect, had a probable cause conference first on November 29th and then again on December 20th. I have disclosed, I think I've been very transparent with Mr. Michaud that probable cause conference is a bit of a misleading name because probable cause conference under the court rules does not require that probable cause be established.
Right.
At the second probable cause conference, Mr. Michaud was caring for a sick relative, so he wasn't able to attend that probable cause conference scheduled December 20th.
Which didn't hurt him at all.
Right.
Oh my God, Alpha, shut up.
Him on that day, and I asked the court to waive his appearance so that he could remain with his family.
Which we did.
I understood to be his wishes. I may now understand differently that I misrepresented him in some way, but, you know, my goal was just to be able to conduct a probable
fine.
cause conference where we were gonna find out if there was any offer, whether, you know, whether discovery.
You don't have to tell me what they are. I know what they
I
are.
know, but I'm just trying to
And
explain.
I'm trying to explain it to him too, but I'm not gonna talk over him.
Right,
And I'm not gonna play that crap today.
right.
So if you want me to explain what's scheduled today versus what was scheduled last time, I'm happy to do that, but you gotta be quiet while I'm talking. Clear?
Oh, dude, I hear you.
All right. The last court date that we call a probable cause conference is like a pretrial on a misdemeanor. It gives the parties a chance to discuss the case and see if there's any resolutions prior to the next step. Next step being preliminary exam. At the preliminary exam, the people have to prove to me that there's probable cause to believe that there was a crime and there's reason to believe you were involved.
Okay.
That's what's scheduled today.
Okay, so he's saying that the naming of the hearings is a misnomer or inadequate, which I feel like if that's something, I feel like they got to change that, you know, to avoid that kind of confusion. But so now I understand it. Whereas the probable cause conference is actually where sounds more like the preliminary hearing, whereas the preliminary hearing sounds more like what the layman would understand a probable cause conference to be, because a preliminary hearing is also called can also be what a lot of other states would say. This is the probable cause. This is to find probable cause. A preliminary hearing could actually also be where they find whether or not the judge finds whether or not there's probable cause to continue the matter. But Michigan seems to have their, like, what sounds like an initial appearance, or what sounds like it sounds like an initial appearance, yeah, it sounds like what they call a probable cause conference sounds more like an initial appearance or an arraignment, rather and not the hearing where probable cause is found by the judge. I don't know.
That is a probable cause hearing. Probable cause conference is just a name that we all came up with instead of saying it's a pretrial for a felony.
Okay.
Do you have any questions based on that?
At what point did I waive it? Because if it's a hearing. or
You
a conference,
didn't
right,
waive it.
so
There's nothing to
do
hold.
I have a right to have a probable cause conference?
No.
What?
Oh my God, he
You
didn't
can
listen
do that
at all.
right now.
He didn't. And of course he didn't listen at all.
Do you want to make a deal with the people?
I want to be able to prepare myself for the probable cause conference. And in order
There's
to
no
prepare,
preparing for a probable cause
It's-
conference.
it's-
It's a conversation.
it still take
Hey,
preparation.
Riku.
You want a PCC? Go out in the hallway, have a PCC with the unrepresented defendant.
Judge, just for the record, there will be no offer at this stage.
Well, we're done.
There's your PCC. Now, do you want to plead guilty? Do you want to have an exam? And at the exam, he's got to prove to me those two things I just said. Probable cause to believe a crime was committed on this date and reason to believe that you were involved. Do you want to have that hearing so he has to prove his case?
Say yes, please.
Or do you want to waive? That's the other option. You can waive the preliminary exam and we'll take the case directly to circuit court level 2 weeks down the road for an arraignment on information, which I would describe as another pretrial on a felony, where you and the prosecutor can discuss the case, see if there are any offers. That's another option. Would you agree with that assessment, Mr. Sullivan?
I would agree, and I would also just add that Mr. Michaud has made his arguments today, he ruled on his arguments, and that he preserves his right to.
He can appeal them.
As you've already said, at circuit court. And so if he wants to sort of move forward on that defense alone, that, you know, the waiver does not preclude him from
Not at all.
arguing jurisdiction at the circuit court level. But likewise, if he holds a preliminary exam today, holds the people to their burden, he also maintains the right to, you know, continue his objections to jurisdiction, to appeal the court's orders regarding jurisdiction at that next level, at the circuit court level, assuming that the people are able to prove probable cause today.
Now, do you want to have an exam today?
Well, I wanted to address some,
Oh God, here we go.
I served the court some notices.
Okay, so now he's desperate to try and steer the train or steer the vehicle right back to the script, but here we go. Because again, a lot of these I'm trying not to curse because I'm still working on that. Obviously, as you guys obviously know, these scripts that Yusuf L, Mark Stevens, the Frog, they're all like they're templates. They're generic as hell, and they make no variations based on the actual processes of each state, because each state has their own court rules, their own process. They're allowed to do that. 10th Amendment. So of course, the script has no solution for this guy, so he's desperate to try and get back to something that he's more comfortable on, rather than understanding the nuances of court procedure for his own state.
I haven't read any of that because you were represented by counsel.
No, I wasn't. I don't have any contract.
As far as I knew, you were represented by counsel.
Okay, so now you know. And I served the court notice.
Knowing is half the battle, G.I. Joe.
And I would like to
first notice. What would you like to put me on notice about?
Well, I served you notice that I requested the criminal bonding information. I requested
Criminal what?
bid bond.
Hold on.
I requested the bid bond, the performance bond. I have an affidavit.
There is no bond.
There are
What
bonds. This is
okay, listen. You can't tell me something and then just disagree with me and think. Listen to me, sir.
Lisa asked, "Do people sell them these scripts?" Yeah, of course. But you think Yusuf L is giving these scripts away for free? Of course not.
I am not going to let you interrupt me.
Oh, you just interrupt me.
Ooh, he can do that. He's the judge.
I get to do shit you don't get to do. Black roll, okay? That's just
rank has its privileges. And he's got that rank.
That's the way it works. My courtroom, I get to decide how it's run. There are no bonds required for me to do what's scheduled today. I've been doing this 25 years. I've never had a bond.
You have a bond.
Okay, I have a bond.
Everyone here has a bond.
Not in any definition I know. So let's get to the point. Do you want an exam today?
No, I really want to address. Okay, so
I'm not addressing any of that.
Hawkwind, Mark Stevens got into a lot of trouble for this crap. Yes, I think Mark Stevens, Juan Galt, last year, the year before, let everybody know that Mark Stevens shut down his website when he got a notice from the Bar Association in Arizona telling him to knock it off in terms of selling his crap, or else they will pursue charges against him. And he eventually did shut down his website. What else did I see there? Anybody know which video Artie is talking? The talking frog. The talking frog was ages ago. Oh my god! I'm really sorry, Mitch. I couldn't tell you. You're probably looking at 2021. 2021 or 2022. Definitely not 2023. It was an old video from yesterday, old live stream from yesteryear when I broke down the talking frog because I was losing my mind.
Crap you got in front of you.
Well, since you say you don't have a bond, can you express that in via affidavit so I can have a?
It's on the record. Order a transcript. I'm not signing anything for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Also address that. I sent affidavit of fee schedule.
Fee schedule.
My rights.
There are no fee schedules.
Well, I gave you notice, and
great. Then you gave me notice. Doesn't change anything. We still scheduled for an exam today.
Yes.
Notice these nuts.
The record that I served you notice. Okay. Also,
on the record, for the record.
Notice on my power of attorney.
I don't care.
Okay, you said that.
Right, and
move on.
You haven't responded to that. as well as my indemnity bond, which separates me, and I have a private
Indemnity
capacity.
bond.
I am not the artificial person.
I don't
am not
recognize
a
any of that.
United States citizen. I am
Stop,
actually
hold on,
identified.
stop. You can put on notice what you sent the court if you want to make a record of that. But I'm telling you, I don't recognize any of that stuff you're talking about. I don't recognize that you're not really Frank Michaud. Okay, I understand that's what you're trying to argue, but I don't recognize that.
Under what law could you represent, or you can use, tell me that, not just from what you say, because ignorance of the law is no excuse for you or nobody else. So what you're saying just don't mean nothing. I need to have facts.
Okay, well, it does
Can you
mean
prove
fact.
it?
It does, it should mean something
Can
because,
you prove it? Please prove
can
it.
I prove
then.
what?
Prove that I am not that I am the artificial person. Here.
Oh my
I
God.
can prove you're Frank
I have
Michaud.
full faith and credit.
I can prove.
Okay, so
Hold on, you've asked
you-
me. I can prove you're Frank Michaud. You know how I can prove that? Because when I called the case and said you either come up here and be Frank Michaud or you leave, you came up here.
Ooh! Ooh! Got him. All right.
You proved it for me.
You threatened me.
But if you're not you, the threat means nothing.
True! True! If you are not the name, you're not the artificial entity, then why would you care? If you're not him, why would you care about the threat? It wouldn't be against you.
But
Okay.
you still threatening me, and you're using it under color of law.
Okay, listen.
Mr.
Shaw,
You have
I've wasted too much time with you.
No authority.
No.
So,
Sir, don't argue with me. Yes or no? Are we doing a preliminary exam today? Yes or no?
I object. I will address.
Answer the question.
I want to address other issues as well.
You're in contempt
Well,
of court. Put him in jail.
then there it is. Contempt of court. Woo! He's gone.
Sentence is 30 days.
You can appeal that to 30 days. 30 days. He got him. Days, people. That's awesome.
30 days.
I object to that. That's
I'm happy to hear your objection.
Due process.
Appeal me. That's why
Appeal me, bro.
judges have jobs.
Appeal me, bro. Do it. Appeal me.
Definitely.
Take him out of here.
Under color of law.
I can give you more than 30 days.
30 days.
I don't think we're gonna use you today.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Be safe.
Is there
Good to see you, John.
Property-wise, you want to give to your wife, sir?
Hey, Ryan,
Yes, sir.
let me know which the next one is.
Is this okay when I give this to your wife?
Yeah.
Once again, your wife.
John, ask the wife to come in so he can see his property go to his wife.
Thank you, guys. It should be the Jackson.
Ma'am, would you accept some personal property from your husband, please? Thank you, ma'am.
Oh my God.
Thanks for the attempt, Mr. Sullivan.
Judge ready for Jackson then?
I'm ready if they are. You got anything else on the docket today? Sure.
That was an extreme amount of patience.
Good try.
I appreciate you, giving.
Yeah, it is the defense attorney. Like, good try. He tried it.
I just can't let him run things. You know, I'll let him engage me and, you know, I don't mind that, but I just can't let him try to run things.
Yeah. no,
Especially when I got 3 or 4 more exams to do.
Right. Yeah.
The internet is the worst thing in the world for these guys.
It's
Yep.
like, there
True.
are, I'm sure, constitutional law scholars that appreciate this level of abstraction, but like, I tried to tell him,
It don't play
the
here.
court is going to deny your objection, let's allow this to move forward. You know,
And you know
I
what?
thought that maybe you'd allow me to just represent him in the limited capacity of like, I know.
I would have if he would
I've
have.
got a cross prepared. I think that he might have been able to like win this.
And that's the
case.
worst part about all these
Yeah.
cases, right?
Yeah,
Because sometimes they've got a chance if they just,
we had a good
Ron White,
argument.
right?
Yeah.
Got a constitutional right to remain silent, just can't do it.
Yeah.
He did. He had the right to remain silent. He just didn't have the ability.
No, I appreciate you trying.
Yeah. Thanks, Joe. If the court wants to keep me like, you know, on the, when things are scheduled.
Can we do that? I mean, it seems like he's not antagonistic to you.
Yeah, well, I will know how you.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, if he decides to matter, I'll be here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Sullivan, I appreciate it.
Afternoon, Jeff.
Are we ready on this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. All right, gentlemen, your appearances for.
All right, so that's the end of it. The dad tap. So on the comment section of this live stream, I have the link to the original live stream in my description. Is a commenter from Dad's app. He was, if you guys recall, he was the one who emailed me his video of him and a bunch of SovCit / auditors crashing a judicial conference that was apparently holding a SovCit bingo during the conference, and they got kicked out of the hotel. Apparently he's in the comment section getting very upset about the foul language used by the judge here. He's very butthurt about it. Like I said, it's never really good. It's not the best thing for a judge to use profanity or foul language. You know, you want to keep your composure. You want to remain professional, but goddamn, sometimes it's really, really cathartic to hear a judge just dress somebody down when they need to be dressed down. So that's why I'm always very conflicted on these things. So what's that guy up to? I don't know. I ripped into his video. Oh wait, no, is this him? I thought this was him. Oh, never mind. Is it that's a different person. But I've seen this guy comment before on other I think on my videos and some other SovCit / auditor videos, being very butthurt against either police or judges. Could have sworn it was the same person, but I guess I don't think so. Never mind. All right, I thought I had. OSG had one from today. Or no, not today, yesterday. This one. I haven't seen this one yet. Very curious. Hey, Mila.
All right, we will go on the record now in the 13th Judicial District, the District Court of Greenwood County, Kansas. This is case number 2023 TR3 00060, State of Kansas versus Isaiah S. Curvin. And the defendant, Isaiah Curvin, appears in person and pro se. This is the pretrial hearing. The trial
Now, this one I have not seen at all. I'm going into this one blind. All right, so
is
no spoilers.
set for jury Wednesday and Thursday of this week, February 7 and 8. There is one count of operating a motor vehicle without a valid license.
And he's and he's in a car. But wait, the county attorney's also in a car? Interesting.
Now, that seems to the court to be you either had a license or you didn't. Of course, the burden would be on the state to show there was no license. But Mr. Curvin, are you challenging that? Are you saying you did have a valid license?
No, I had a question before that about the jurisdiction. I was challenging jurisdiction. I had a question about that.
Oh boy.
Okay.
I wanted to know the cause and nature of what's bringing the suit against you.
Oh God. All right. Juan, this sounds more like Mark Stevens than Yusuf L or the Frog.
All right. Well, the people of Kansas, as you probably know, get together ever so often and have elections to elect people to represent them in Topeka, the state capital, and those legislators pass laws that are for the good of all of us in theory, maybe in practice, and then we are to follow those laws. One of the laws at some point in time that those legislators made was that if we are going to operate a motor vehicle in Kansas, we have to have a valid driver's license. And if you do not have a valid driver's license when driving the automobile, it is to be treated as a Class B non-person misdemeanor. And they set the penalties of up to 6 months in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. So the authority comes from the people of the state of Kansas that pass the laws through their elected representatives. And they also pass laws to
Yusuf adopted some of it from Cracking the Code. Oh, yes. Juan, I am well aware that Yusuf is really likes citing from Cracking the Code. So that makes sense.
have judges, and I'm one of those judges that presides over these type of cases. They also passed the law that you can't have a jury trial for this type of offense. And so that's the authority, that's the nature of it. It's a traffic case, but it's also designated a criminal case, a B misdemeanor. So does that help you with your question, sir, or is there something else we need to address?
Well, yes, I have another question. When you say it's been a criminal, would that give the court two ways? Sixth Amendment actually gives the court two ways to do it. They can do it through like either like common law or is it colorable maritime admiralty law?
Sixth Amendment. Who wrote Cracking the Code? What was the name? It's like Hendrickson, either like Henderson or Hendrickson was his last name. I can't recall what his first name was.
Which one am I want to be tried under?
Yeah, Cracking the Code is actually more heavily well known as a tax protester book. It's been cited in several tax court cases as referring to a bunch of BS. But the author is either Henderson or Hendrickson, who himself has been convicted several times of tax fraud or tax evasion.
Jurisdiction.
This is neither common law nor admiralty law. This is criminal law under the Constitution of the state of Kansas, as affected by case law and federal law, of course.
So it's neither.
Oh, it's a different author?
It's neither common nor color.
That is correct. That is correct.
So which one? What am I going to be tried under? What jurisdiction am I following?
Yeah, sorry, I sorry for pausing it, guys, but yeah, this is the Google search I got. It's from Peter Hendrickson. I guess it's a different person.
First, so I could properly move in so I can understand how to defend myself.
You're being tried under the criminal jurisdiction of the Kansas statutes.
Statutes, but under the Constitution, it grants you only two, and it has two criminal as
Oh my
criminal.
God.
One has to be common law, the other has to be the maritime amnesty.
Ms. Gillette, do you wish to be heard in response? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you out.
Basically kind of more of a statutory violation. This defendant, you know, when you enter into the state of Kansas, you consent to the laws of Kansas when you drive upon the highways. The interstate compact between all of the states that are members of the interstate compact for traffic of infractions means that when you consent to the laws of your state, or you drive upon or travel upon the roads of Kansas, Oklahoma, any of the states that are part of the compact, you consent to those laws.
Oh, sorry, guys. Okay, so this is a different book. Who would have thought that there would be two sovereign citizen books, both named Cracking the Code?
When you enter into that state. So jurisdiction is set up, as the judge said, by the Constitution of the state of Kansas and the laws of the legislature that are passed statutorily. And our statutes are passed with the law in this case. I would note for the record, Judge, that there is still no things on Odyssey for me to see. There's not a written request for jury trial. There's no motions to be heard today. I cannot respond to any motions because there.
Touche, thank you for the $5 super chat. This is what eating paint chips does to your brain. You become SovCit. And wait, super chats now have likes now? I guess that's this is the first time I've seen it.
There's none on file.
Well, that's
Therefore,
I'm just asking questions right now.
If he is going to file anything of record for me to respond to, he would need to have his filings on file at least 7 days advance of a hearing for me to respond, and that there is no proper written request for a jury trial at this time. Therefore, this case could go to bench trial on Wednesday, and we would not have to have a jury present due to the fact that there is a lack of request for jury trial. And if there is no written request for jury trial, the case goes to bench trial.
Well,
Ms. Gillette, we just had this exact issue on not filing a demand for jury trial in a Butler County case right before the lunch hour. Mr. Patterson presented 19 Canap 2nd 982, State of Kansas versus Gardner L. Jones III. Jones raised two issues on appeal: whether the district court abused its discretion by denying his request for jury trial, and whether the district court erred in denying his motion for setting an appeal bond. Well, I have not had time to read that case over the lunch hour, which began at 1 o'clock today because we ran so late this morning. But Mr. Patterson, as an office of the court, informs me that in a case like this, even though the statute of Kansas is very clear that you are to put your demand for jury trial in writing, the case law says you don't have to because of your constitutional right.
I haven't had time to research it or read it, Judge. I don't have any kind of written request or motions, and I would have to take time to also read the case.
Sure.
And see if it's distinguished, if there's different issues. But he's wanting to argue jurisdiction, dismissal motions, and all kinds of motions. There's nothing before the court in writing for me to respond to. I don't know what he's going to say. So one of our other pro se individuals had written several motions. Most were very lacking, but at least I had something to respond to.
So basically, what's the county attorney's arguing is like, he provided this case law talking about where the appellate court said that the trial court erred in not granting his right to a jury trial, but he didn't provide it with like a supporting motion or any arguments or anything for her to look at. He only just apparently provided the case and called it a day.
In this case, under the laws and Constitution of Kansas, you submit when you come into our jurisdiction. Therefore, when he traveled into Kansas and operated a motor vehicle, he consented to the laws and jurisdiction of Kansas. And I would say that we have jurisdiction, and that lack of venue and jurisdiction is should be denied.
I had a question about that, because when you say that I consent, is there like a form? Would that be under? That would be civil? Would
Sir,
that be like
you consented by your conduct.
Yes, you can consent by your conduct
Of going on to a road that is a state of Kansas highway and a.
So which jurisdiction would be under? Like, would that be like maritime, like as a contract?
You could send it to the laws of the state of Kansas by operating a motor vehicle on the public roadways.
I've answered that question to you, and you got on the road and you consented to driving on the road, and therefore you did consent to laws associated with driving. So I am going to hold you to the law in this particular case. Now,
what I'm understanding when you say the cause of nature, and but that's why I was not understanding still about that, because you said the cause of nature, and I asked.
Sir, if you want me to entertain any of your arguments, you need to have them well thought out, and you need to have them in writing, and you need to have them, sir, listen to me, please. You need to have them in writing. You need to have them filed with the court. You need to give copies and notice to Miss Gillette so she can have an opportunity to respond. And I'm not.
Which these sovereign citizens never do. I mean, most of them are arrogant pricks, or the ones who like really buy into this. They never actually think about what they're doing, and you never think about what the reasons why these court rules exist. It's always about no, I don't have to do shit. You have to prove jurisdiction. I'm above you. I don't have to deal with this. I can do whatever the hell I want. Yeah, then call it a day.
I'm going to entertain this process throughout the proceedings where you come in and you just start saying things.
I have a question.
Things that you may have picked up here or there on the internet or by other people. I don't know where you get some of this stuff, but it is very common for people, certain individuals, to come in and start repeating some of this stuff that so far I haven't heard anything that has merit. These arguments of, well, you're either maritime or you're common law. That's not going to carry weight with me. You're going to have to give me something that tells me I have to follow those arguments, because I think you're misstating the law. So by now you should have had all your motions on file. We're ready.
Maybe misunderstood what I was asking.
Please don't interrupt to me.
I had a question.
Sir, stop and listen to me. If you want a jury trial, I will make sure you have a jury trial. If you want to represent, sir,
stop interrupting.
Stop interrupting me. If you want a jury trial, I will make sure you have a jury trial. If you want an attorney, I'll make sure you have an attorney to help you. But if you're going to do this on your own, you need to know what you're doing, and you need to follow the law just as an attorney would be expected to. But you're not going to come in here and just start saying things, and I'll answer questions as long as they're legitimate questions. So at this point, I'll ask you once again, are you sure you don't want an attorney to help you, someone who is trained in the law? Because this, sir, is a court of law, and if you don't have the benefit of knowing the law, you're going to be disadvantaged.
Well, before I move forward, I had questions before I move forward. That's why I was asking to understand it. I still don't understand this.
Well, I can't aid you in the unauthorized practice of law. I can.
I'm not asking. I'm not asking for legal advice. I'm asking for your legal intent.
Yeah, there it is. Oh, that's a direct line. That is a direct line from the frog. That is a direct line from the frog in terms of responding.
What am I going to? What do you intend to be trying me with jurisdiction? That's why I'm asking if it's under which one. And you said it's a criminal matter. If it's criminal,
Sir,
there's someone's been hurt. So if there's someone's been hurt, I have the right to cross-examine.
I have answered your question legally, and you keep trying to give me limited illegal choices, and I'm not going to do that.
Under the Sixth Amendment, I have the right to know. Under the Sixth Amendment, I have the right to know what jury I'm going to be tried against, and you have the duty to tell me. I don't think you're going to be violating your oath to office if you did that.
I've answered those questions, sir. We need to move on. I've made it clear to you, it's a couple of hearings now that you're being tried in the District Court of Greenwood County, Kansas, under the laws of the state of Kansas. And we're not going to keep running in circles on this.
That is not.
You know this, and I know this, and I feel like you're just kind of.
No, what I'm asking, so the court the Constitution only grants the court
two jurisdictions
under two matters, and that's why I asked you: is it civil?
Admiralty.
Is it civil or is it criminal?
Criminal.
You said it's criminal, so it's not civil, right?
Sir, you can reserve your right for appeal, but I have ruled. Now, what's your next question or your next point of view? And I need to have you back here. Bring your camera back so I can see you.
Your phone froze. I didn't hear what you said. Your phone froze. It froze.
I don't know if my phone froze or your did.
Oh, my phone froze. You cut out for a second.
Okay, so do you want an attorney? I'll ask you that again.
Before I get to that, I still have to find out. I have the Sixth Amendment right to know to if
it's not Sixth Amendment.
I'm asking for legal advice. I'm asking for your legal intent.
Oh wait, he's citing Sixth Amendment because he's still at the nature and cause crap. That's why he's citing Sixth Amendment.
Do you want a jury trial and do you want a lawyer? Those are the two things.
Before I get to that, I have to understand what jurisdiction I'm under so I can rightfully.
Okay, so as part of this is the thing with part of the script is to never back down and always demand an answer from the judge on here. So that's why he's not moving forward.
That's like
But usually this is the part where you usually get held in contempt.
Don't know how to defend myself.
Okay, now. You don't like my ruling.
You don't. So I had to. So are you telling me I have to get a lawyer to understand? For the record, you just have to get a lawyer to find out what I'm going to be tried against. Is that just some type of secret jurisdiction that I shouldn't know about?
Okay, sir. Here's the deal. You're either. I'm not going to play games with you.
I'm asking.
I understand the sovereign citizen position that you take.
I'm not claiming. I didn't say anything about sovereign anything, ma'am. I'm asking how the right to defend myself. Under my Sixth Amendment right to know, I have right to know which jurisdiction are you going to try me under, and you're telling me in order to ask me for a lawyer, and I'm like before I even go to trial, I like to know what jurisdiction am I falling up under, and you're telling me how to find in order to find out I have to get a lawyer. So you're telling me for the record, the defendant has to get a lawyer because there's already some way. Only lawyers understand what jurisdiction or what I'm going to be tried under. So that's the only way I can know. Instead of you asking me, but you have the duty to tell me under the Sixth Amendment. Do you not?
Okay, now it's your turn to stop talking and my turn to talk. I have answered your questions. I've told you the jurisdiction. You don't like my answers, so you voice your objection for appeal and we move on. We're not going to keep playing this game, sir. Now, do you want a lawyer or do you not?
I need a lawyer for you to tell me. When I'm asking you, like, because you saying it's not in the criminal matter, so there's a hurt party.
Sir, quit repeating yourself.
Yeah.
If there's a hurt party, can you present the hurt party to me?
if you keep sitting here wanting to argue with the court, I may have to find you in contempt. Is that what
Do
you're
it.
trying to get
I'm
me
not
to?
arguing about the court. I'm trying to understand. Like I'm
If
still not
I
understanding what the
cannot,
whole.
I cannot
Do it.
educate you and train you
I'm
on
not
the
asking for
law.
educate. You're
If you want to rip, sir, do you know there's a person that's gonna try to type out this transcript? And if you keep talking over me, do you know what chaos you're gonna cause for that transcriptionist?
It's gonna be hell on earth. Poor transcriptionist.
We have to take turns talking. I've answered your question repeatedly. Let's move on to the next question. Or the next point. You don't have any motions I can rule on because you don't have anything in the file. So are you going to hire an attorney, apply for court appointed,
All right.
or continue?
I'm gonna let this play. I'm gonna see if I can find a kitty. I think we need a kitty break.
On your waiver?
So if you're gonna try one, is there someone that was hurt to make it?
And specifically, I'm trying to look for Mike because Winston's right here. All right, I'll be right back.
Criminal matter. I like to know who it was.
Are you going to hire an attorney, apply
I'm-
for
I'm-
court appointed, or continue to waive your right and represent yourself? Keeping in mind, sir, if you waive your right to an attorney, you will be held to the same standards as a defendant with an attorney. You will be held to the same standards as the attorney. You need to know the same rules, procedures, and laws. So what are you gonna do on the issue of attorney? Continue to.
I'm just simply asking you to identify which the code of the written law that you're asking to do. I'm just asking you to which code is that you're bringing against me as constitutional law. Because if that's a similar
taking up time. Can you not understand what I'm saying?
You asked me if I want a lawyer. If I want a lawyer, I'm not moving forward because I'm not understanding where we're still going under here. Where you're telling me like it's on the criminal matter. If it's on the criminal, if it makes a criminal matter, that means it has to be like some injured party. Where is injured party at?
No injured party.
I'm going to order that you appear at the courthouse. Where are you parked right now?
I'm in Texas.
You do know your trial is Wednesday and you have to physically be present in the courthouse. It is not a
Before
Zoom.
we get to trial, I'm trying to figure out the jurisdiction. You just haven't went over what the jurisdiction is.
Well, if you don't want to submit to the Kansas jurisdiction for your live trial on Wednesday, I can get you a warrant and you can be brought before the court.
That's I'm appearing in person right now. I'm doing my duty to appear, but you're not telling
We're not
me.
having a Zoom jury trial.
They're not telling me. You're not telling me which. You're not even telling me what the nature of the cause. You're not telling me. You're not even telling me if it's common law. If it's common law, then you telling me that it's a criminal. If it's criminal, then there should be an injured party.
There.
I'm asking, where's the injured party? Can you bring the injured party forward?
I am going to, Missy, do you know where Miss Gillette went?
Uh-oh.
I don't, Judge. I'm assuming she lost signal.
So, are you not going to tell me this what today? You do have the right to know.
You want to try
Excuse me, Honor.
Do you want to try to see if you can find her for me, Missy?
I think when she gets signal, she'll be back.
Okay, well, we're going to be in recess till Miss Gillette gets her signal and gets back here because I'm not going to do anything without both parties present. So we're going to go into recess.
Sorry, Judge, my phone screwed up.
Well, apparently.
Oh my God, she's got a deer head. My God, she is country AF.
The defendants did too, so I'm gonna give him a few minutes to see if he comes back.
Everything went out and I couldn't get back on at all.
There he is. We are back on the record in the 13th Judicial District, the District Court of Greenwood County, Kansas. Case 2023 TR 300060. State of Kansas versus Isaiah S. Curvin. Parties as before. Mr. Curvin, you are set for jury trial.
I gotta say, I mean, I know, yes, Deacon, flashbacks of Alan Wake. I gotta say, maybe it was a mistake to have a young kitty, because I feel like an old man. And I'm sure Winston feels like an old man trying to deal with a 1-year-old kitty who's got way too much energy and likes to bite things when I'm trying to sleep. Yeah. Little sticky boy. What? No. No.
But before we even get to
Wednesday,
trial, man, you still haven't answered my questions. But I still want to know
Wednesday,
the cause of nature
November.
of the
Sir,
matter.
I'm going to find you in contempt if you keep talking over me and being disrespectful.
Ma'am, you keep not even answering my question before we
All
get to jury
right,
trial. You're just
okay.
setting it.
You are now found in contempt.
That's it.
We will deal with your consequences Wednesday at the jury trial. This is set for jury trial. It's going to cost the taxpayers some money, so you better make sure you're ready to go to jury trial come Wednesday. You better make sure you're not in Texas. You better make sure you're sitting in the courtroom in Greenwood County, Kansas. That's Eureka, Kansas. Do you understand, sir? Any questions
No,
about
I don't. No, I still have questions that was never answered.
I'm not your attorney, sir. I'm your judge.
Yeah, I know you're not a attorney. I'm asking you, Judge, what is your legal, I'm asking for legal violation. I asked you what was your legal intent. You still haven't told me what your legal intent. I asked you what was the nature and cause of this
My legal intent is to conduct a jury trial on you Wednesday with the jury.
And what was the nature and cause of this whole before all that? What was
The
your nature and cause?
nature of this charge is that you were allegedly operating a motor vehicle without a license in Greenwood County, Kansas, November 9th, 2023. That's the nature. Now,
Cerebral Tackle, thank you for the $5. Maik, look at me. I am the kitty captain now. I mean, kinda. I mean, in fairness, the reason why I got such a young kitty was so that, he could keep Winston active. I mean, obviously both Winston and I were, very, sad and lonely. But the main reason I wanted to get a young one is so that he can keep Winston active. Because Winston needs it. He's a bit of a chunk. All right.
And you said this, and I asked.
We're not doing this.
I said a question. So when I asked you what jurisdiction, the Constitution grants the courts the two jurisdictions. Which one is common law, and the other one is maritime admiralty law. You said it's neither one of them.
Sir, you better go back to law school because I don't think you got the education you need to represent yourself.
You just called you dumb.
To law school or go to law school or get an attorney, sir, because you don't understand that which you're speaking of. So be ready to go. And if you're not here and ready to go, Wednesday, I will issue a warrant for your arrest.
Your Honor, I still have a question. You still haven't answered my question before you dismiss. I asked you which law
you, sir, I am not
under the Sixth Amendment, right?
You know what? I will actually give this asshat props. He is disciplined. He is sticking to it no matter what. He just already found a contempt, and he is sticking to the script. So you know what? This man is disciplined.
Under the Sixth Amendment, you have the
Okay, I'm gonna fine you. I'm only gonna fine you $50 for that first.
There it is.
$50 for what?
So what?
Continuing to ask the same questions over and over after.
I'm asking it. You never answered it. You never told me what.
I'm going to object. It's been asked and answered. It's been ruled on, Judge. We need to proceed to the next step. The state has taken the opportunity to glance through the case Mr. Patterson cited. It can be distinguished from this case because the ruling says the person has to be subjected to up to 12 months imprisonment. It is a DUI case. Where someone was convicted of a first-time DUI and they were subject to 12 months of prison.
Oh, well then yes. Then of course. The Supreme Court already then of course that's it. The Supreme Court already so of course the court will rule that. The Supreme Court already held that anything where you were if you're subjected to a maximum prison sentence of 6 months or more, then your right to a jury trial attaches. But I doubt you have I'm pretty sure she said that your maximum penalty is 6 months. So you wouldn't have a right to a jury trial here.
Of prison time or jail time under the law. This is a Class B non-person misdemeanor that's 6 months or less. It must be greater than 6 months.
There it is.
In order for the person to be subject to an automatic jury trial. Otherwise, lacking the request, it may be a trial to the bench under the case law. So therefore, the State v. Jones did not apply in this matter. He is facing no more than up to 6 months. So the automatic requirement for jury trial does not apply in this case to Mr. Curvin. The request for jury trial would still need to be in writing for a matter that's up to 6 months. And therefore, I would ask that we don't waste a jury's time and have a bench trial on Wednesday and move forward in the case.
Mr. Curvin, do you want a jury trial or a bench trial?
I want a jury trial.
Understand, I'm not going to prejudge, but Ms. Gillette.
She almost got caught. No. She all right, the judge, she almost said something she was gonna regret. She struck. She's already like, because she knew that if she went any further than that, she's gonna end up having to recuse herself.
Continue this pre-trial hearing with the live hearing, defendant present tomorrow at. What do you have? Can you fit me in at what, 2:30, Missy? Do you have time then? Pick me a time. Give me about a half an hour tomorrow that you can fit me in.
Basically, I'm not going to prejudge, but I'm going to say something that's going to allude to me prejudging you.
I think our 11 o'clock went off. Let me.
I was going to say 11 o'clock is the perfect time for the state judge.
Well, but I've got to give Mr. Curvin. I've got to give, sir, please. Quit interrupting. This is not a free-for-all. Miss Gillette, we've got to give him time to drive up from Texas. Yeah. Well, if he doesn't have a license, he can't drive. We have to give him time to find someone who can drive him up here or give him time for a plane ticket or however he wants to get here.
1 o'clock p.m. from 1 to 1:30. Then we can start the first appearance docket at 1:30.
Sounds good. Okay. Sir, this is going to be a live pre-trial hearing tomorrow at 1 p.m. You must be present.
I cannot make it tomorrow, ma'am. I'm in Texas. That's why I was trying to tell you from before.
Well,
you told me you said Wednesday at first, and now you're saying tomorrow.
Well, your jury trial is Wednesday. Your pre-trial is continued to 1 p.m. tomorrow. There is no law that says I have to give you a Zoom hearing. I try to do that as a courtesy.
I could do the Zoom, but I wasn't able to drive because this like where I'm at, like I'm already like right here by San Antonio. It's like about a 14-hour drive. Like,
well, sucks to be you. Figure it out.
Even if I like drove right now, I would still wouldn't make it to like probably 2, and I would like drive like this like 32, 14. That's like half the day drive.
And I like how he's trying to say that he wants to drive up here. Even though the purpose of this hearing is because he's driving on a suspended license. That's the purpose of the ticket.
I mean, I don't know about stuff like that. You know, like that's why like.
If you don't have a license, you better not be driving because then that'll be another violation of the law. But that's my order to be here at 1 o'clock tomorrow, live and in person. If you're not here, then most likely a warrant would issue for your arrest, and we'd go from there.
Well, I'm telling you, if I wouldn't make it, what's my other option? If I'm already in Texas, not to, that's hours away. You know, it's like about 4 different states.
Well, sir,
I don't. Wait, is it 4 different states? I thought it was 3. He'd be passing through Oklahoma, right? Hold on. USA map. Maybe 3 states. Yeah. You only need to go through from Texas to Oklahoma to Kansas.
You came to Kansas, you violated the laws allegedly in Kansas, and you've taken up a lot of the court and council's time. So,
well, I was told the officer said I can take.
Yeah, right. Well, you better get on that I-35 and have a nice day.
He told me I can take care of it from Texas. I will have to come back to Kansas when I got the rest of the.
I have always told you that the trial would be live. Don't be pulling that on
No,
me.
no, not you. I'm talking to the officer when I got the ticket when I first got it. I let him know like I was just coming through Kansas. Like you don't live here. He said it. He said normally it's to do video and stuff because it's like different state.
Normally it is, but I'm ordering that you be here in person tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And anything further, Miss Gillette?
Nothing at this time.
Hold on, my phone cut out. Hold on. So,
Mr. Kervin,
say it again, ma'am.
any motions you want to take up tomorrow at the pretrial, you better have them filed by 5 o'clock tonight with copies served on the prosecutor, or I'm not going to entertain them tomorrow. You've had a long time to get those on file and you haven't done it. And I'm through with repeating myself over and over. So at this time, you owe the court $50 for contempt. We'll address that tomorrow as well. Okay, we'll begin recess.
Thank you, Judge.
Before we go, when you said like how to file the motions and everything, did you receive my special appearance motion or anything like that?
Nope. No, sir.
Oh my God, Mike is messing with my mouse cord. Mike, I love you, but stop it. All right, I gotta get a wireless mouse at some point.
You hadn't received it from last time?
Nope.
I filed that before.
No, sir. I don't know what you're doing with them, but we're not getting them here.
I was told that you had received them through email, or I sent the email to a few times. Not like that was the only way.
If you can't figure out how to do it on your own, then you need an attorney. And I have told you repeatedly that if you cannot afford an attorney, you can't afford one, and I will appoint one.
They told me they had received them before. That's why I was understanding. Like you say you never received them, but you say you received them before. Like the first time we appeared, and then I actually haven't received them. I haven't called.
Just because you keep repeating something doesn't mean you're going to get a different result.
No, I haven't repeated. I'm asking like they never received it, but they told me they did. That's just.
Do you know what the definition of insanity is?
I'm saying the things over and over, thinking like you're going to get a different result, and the answer is going to be the same every time.
You have a good day, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Roger.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Oh my God, Mike, what are you doing? Hey. So the other thing that I've had to learn with a kitty that I've never had to deal with neither Archer nor Winston is Mike likes to knock shit over. I think I told you guys already in the previous stream. I never had to deal with that with Winston or Archer. So now I actually have to pay attention to what's on my countertops or what's on my desk, or else he keeps on knocking it over the gosh, he keeps knocking them over. I never had to do this before. Jade, so far, the only thing Mike is scratched is my rug, which I'm relatively okay with. I'm more concerned if he starts scratching my recliner that I got for Christmas. I do not want that. I absolutely do not want that injured. And the problem is Winston and Archer were definitely furniture scratchers. got a little bit left. Hold on. Linux, I already have those double stick things on my already messed up furniture. I haven't put that on the recliner, but the reason why is I'm paying extra super duper attention to both Winston and Mike's claws, so that I'm pretty much trimming them every other week. And yes, also directing them to, scratching posts.
Hey, you want to hear a joke? Okay, boomer. Just kidding. Let's go ahead. Go ahead. Okay. How many millennials does it take to screw in a light bulb? How many? None. They just complain how the lighting doesn't fit their aesthetic on Instagram. Good one. I don't do that. I fluorescent bulbs can be kind of harsh when you shut up. I got another one. Why don't millennials play hide and seek? Why? Because you can't hide from anxiety.
That's rude. Hey, that's not funny, okay?
That's a medical issue that I'm personally dealing with. Last one. Why are millennials so good at solving puzzles? Ooh, I love puzzles. Because they spent years piecing together their shattered hopes and dreams because they graduated with a liberal arts degree. Ooh.
That feels kind of personal.
I do have $87,000 in student loan debt, and I think you know that. This feels personal. Is this personal? Hey.
What the hell? Look, in fairness, I am student loan debt free. Okay, I don't got that weighing down my conscience anymore. All right, we could watch a body cam video to close this thing out. Or we could watch some military history. I don't know. What do you guys think? I've been watching a lot of Fat Electrician. Like, he's got some really, really great breakdowns of like military history events. But I'm gonna watch something body cam related to close this out. I know I haven't seen a lot of Code Blue Cam in a while. I've seen that Van Balian has a bunch of really amazing soft sits, but the little bit I've seen from them, I feel like I have to save them for bingo night. So that's why I don't want to watch them tonight. I want to save Van Balian's for bingo night.
Wix is your platform to perform on.
Is Wix.
In
In November 2023, an officer was on routine patrol when he observed a particular silver vehicle in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. The officer knew that the female driver was on probation for drug-related activities. He was aware that she had been residing at a local hotel notorious for drug use, distribution, and...
Yeah, Don Mammal, Operation Praying Mantis. I did not know anything about that until I watched Foul Electrician's breakdown of that. That's some wild stuff.
Other illegal activities. Eventually, the officer witnessed the female and another male entering a different hotel. He proceeded to follow them and approach the pair in the hallway.
Hello, your name Jared? What's your name?
I'm Chad.
Chad what?
Chad.
Jared. Somebody else. How you spell your last name, man? You don't have any warrants or anything, do you?
No.
Who do you guys know here? Oh, a friend here? Where you guys come from? Oh, I'm just asking.
Hold on, wait, what? Wait, did I see this? Chad.
Who stays here?
A friend? Why are you questioning me so much?
I'm just asking. They're not answering the door, though.
The officer requested dispatch to conduct a records check on the male, revealing that he had no outstanding warrants.
Okay. All right, man. You guys are good to go. See ya.
Upon returning to his patrol car, he decided to conduct another records check on the male's identity. During this process, the image and description associated with the provided name did not align with the male's appearance. This led the officer to suspect that the male had given him a false identity. He then returned to the hotel parking lot and spotted the two individuals near the front door. The officer believed the male could be someone named Jared with a felony warrant, but the male denied being Jared.
Jared! There you are.
No, I'm not.
You're not Chad.
I'm not Jared. My name is not Jared. My name is Chad.
Chad what?
Chad T-Ring.
But dude,
I don't have an ID.
So lift up your head. You're not.
My name is Chad.
You have an ID?
I don't have an ID, sir.
Come on here, I'll show you.
No, not.
Yeah, hey, you can't go. Cause
Yes, I can. What did I do?
Because I looked at the thing, it looks like you're Jared Erickson.
My name is not Jared Erickson.
What is your name? It's not Chad.
It's Chad.
Chad what?
T-Ring.
I'll show you the booking for. It's not you.
My name is not
Chad T-Ring?
Jared Erickson.
Then what is it? It's not Chad.
It's Chad, sir. This is not. My name is Chad T-Ring.
The Chad T-Ring is bald, 6'3" and 180 something pounds. That's not you. Alright, stop reaching for stuff.
I'm not reaching. I'm reaching my back, sir. I did not. You cannot. You cannot put your
You gotta
hands
stay
on
here.
me.
You lied about your name.
No, I did not. I did not lie.
Your name's not Chad.
Don't put your hands on me.
Your name's not Chad.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Don't.
I assume T-Ring is like spelled T-I-R-I-N-G.
Put your hands.
Your
Yes,
name's
it
not
is. It's Chad T-Ring.
No, it's not.
Sir,
I
don't
looked
put
at
your
it. It
hands
says-
on me.
it says-
Why are you doing this,
Stop.
dude? My
Stop
name
it.
is Chad.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's not Chad. You're Jared Erickson.
No, I'm not.
Then stop resisting right now.
Okay.
Hang out.
All right.
We're gonna figure out who you are because what you told me is not true. You might be
Yes.
Chad, but you're not Chad Turing.
Yeah,
you're not 6'3" and you're not 185 pounds and you're not bald. She's leaving you.
Are you leaving me?
So you're gonna tell me your real name?
She's like, I'm out.
Chad T-Ring guy.
I looked at your booking photo.
This is illegal.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, because your name is not Chad.
Yes, it is, sir.
No, stop.
Will you let me go, please?
Until we figure out your name, you gotta stop.
Dude, okay, dude. My name is Chad T-Ring, bro.
Yeah, thank you for the 26 months.
No, turn around that way. We're gonna detain you right
No.
now. Your name's not Chad,
Yes,
dude.
it is, dude. Let me go.
No, it's not.
Will you let me go, dude?
I just looked up.
Let me
Stop,
go, dude.
Stop.
No, dude. Come on.
Stop.
Please.
Your name's not Chad, dude.
Let me
Your name
go.
is not Chad.
Let me go.
Your name's not Chad. He's fighting me. Hurry up.
While attempting to take him into custody, the officer observed him concealing a black box in the fender of a nearby vehicle.
I'm gonna tase you, bro. You better stop now. I'm gonna tase you. I'm gonna tase you, dude. Knock it off, Jared.
Actually, what was the RAS? Oh, that was like around here. 3:30. All right, what was the RAS? Hold on.
Vehicle in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. In November 2023, an officer was on routine patrol when he observed a particular silver vehicle in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. The officer knew that the female driver was on probation for drug-related activities. He was aware that she had been residing at a local hotel notorious for drug use, distribution, and other illegal activities. Eventually, the officer witnessed the female and another male entering a different hotel. He proceeded to follow them and approach the pair in the hallway.
It's not Chad, dude.
All right, okay.
Your name is not Chad. Your name's not Chad. He's fighting me. Hurry up.
While attempting to take him into custody, the officer observed him concealing a black box in the fender of a nearby vehicle.
I'm gonna tase you, bro. You better stop now. I'm gonna tase you. I'm gonna tase you, dude. Knock it off, Jared. It's not Jared. What is your name then? You're lying.
Well, he's not on. Well, we don't know. She was on probation, and she was with him. So then he got his information by him associating with her, and then he ran his information, and that's when he found out that the identity that he gave did not match the physical description, and that's why he approached him again.
The male continuously resisted and was ultimately dropped on his ass, causing the officer's body cam to deactivate.
I count that as body cam falls off.
Stop it! Stop it!
Okay.
Slow down.
Okay.
One in custody, other units are slowing down.
Good walk. You dumb something over there.
You can breathe.
I can't breathe.
There, bud? Oh. I'm gonna check this out. Probably meth. Yeah. Meth. 100 bucks. That's it.
Woo!
That's what I thought.
Oh my goodness. That's all. I mean, that's a lot of product.
Well, you lied about your name. It's not Chad. I can assure you that.
Ironically, his real name wasn't Jared. Instead,
no shot.
He was identified as Jacob, a 31-year-old with 3 active warrants for his arrest.
What's your name then?
You're gonna find out anyway.
So tell us then.
Tell us.
It's Jacob.
Jacob who?
What are you searching me at?
What's wrong?
That other pocket.
Which one?
I'm trying to so she can reach in it. To at least hold my pants up to my ass back and stick out for the lady.
Hey, you know what? He's trying to be a gentleman, okay? I respect that.
Ding, ding, ding.
I can take him.
Where am I going?
You mean my face? He punched you? I think he did. Because I went over there, looked at the booking folder name he told me, 6'3", 180 something pounds. I'm like, nah.
That dude's under 5'10". You good?
That's what I'm talking about.
What is the sound effects?
Yeah.
A lot of meth?
Yeah, that's a good amount of meth.
You got his cell phone? Annalise around?
She dipped.
Did she?
She knew. Yeah, I think he smacked me in the face, but I don't know.
So what do we got?
I don't know.
Battery to an officer?
I don't know. I don't know.
Hope, shut up.
Purposely or what?
I would argue that if it's in an active fight like that.
Yeah, you're trying to get away with it.
He's got a ton of cash.
Inside the black magnetic box were various drugs, including 57 grams of meth, 8 grams of fentanyl, 36 yellow alprazolam pills, 3 grams of THC, and oxycodone pills. Additionally, over $1,200 in cash was found in Jacob's coat pocket.
I'll just probably leave it in here. Oh my gosh.
Do you want to, like, you get an evidence bag? We'll just put the cash in there for now.
Felony possession with intent.
I mean, obviously, like with that amount of illicit substances, that's definitely going to be a possession with intent.
Magnets there.
That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to put it up in the car. We're fighting that car right there. Gotta make sure that's not damaged because I slammed him into her car. She left.
She left in the vehicle?
Yep. I'm gonna check that car, make sure it's not damaged.
What do you think the car?
Damaged. It's not their car. Grab an eye.
Put them on cell phone restrictions at the jail. I'll tell you that. That's probably 26. That's probably 26. Or,
Maybe these little ones.
Yep. It's not bad. Yeah, it is. That's good different. That's him. No bags of coke. Fentanyl and coke. That's pretty consistent with 26 ounces. Probably a little bit less a piece. Can you pull up his booking photo? No, 20 micros. You can confirm the warrants.
Oh, man, he's a big guy. For his size, he's heavy. Yeah, like I was telling them, gave me the name. We were inside there. And I came out, looked it up, and it was 6'3", 180. Flip back around. You lied about your name. You gave me a fake, gave me somebody else's name, date of birth, and everything. So we're going to deal with that. Oh, man.
So Connor just let her know all the charges, and then I told her to do phone restrictions because the drug
Check your battery? Yeah, identity. What's it called when the felony one? Not resisting when you give a fake name or someone else's name to avoid a warrant.
Oh, well, was it a real name? Like
Real
it
name.
came back to a return. You got to call that person. We need to make sure that he did not get consent for that. But that's identity theft. I don't know the statute number.
Avoidance.
Yeah.
Avoidance. That's it. Yeah.
And PD then.
Go.
All right. Good job.
Thanks.
In the end, Jacob was slammed with felony counts of possession with intent to deliver meth, fentanyl, narcotics, Schedule 4 drugs, possession of THC, second offense, battery to an officer, identity theft, bail jumping ×2, and misdemeanor resisting an officer. Every charge was a repeater. He was ultimately given a cash bond set at $10,000. Visit Code Blue Can
and jaywalking. Hold up. Hold on a second. I don't know. I think I got a little bit left. Yeah, I got a little bit left. Entitled woman, she thinks she can flee traffic stop without consequences. Oh no. Oh no.
Hey, how we doing, folks? And the window tints are actually the reason why I pulled you over, okay? You cannot have the windshield tinted at all. You have the full windshield tinted. Okay. And also the tints in the front are supposed to be 28 in the front and 15 in the back. All right. Is it your vehicle? No. Okay, do you have the driver's license, your driver's license with you, registration, insurance?
No, I don't have my driver's license, but I have my license.
Is your license suspended? No. It's not? Okay. And what's, Ashley, what's your mom's name?
Stephanie.
Do you have
whose car this is?
Yeah, whoever is registered to. Do you have the registration?
I don't have it. Might be in here, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of stuff in there. Well, there's insurance. I'll take that part. I'll go ahead and pull up the registration in the car. Just give me 1 second. Here's the old one back here, too.
Yes, sir.
Yep, give me 2 seconds.
Yes.
Quick question, honest answer, okay? When was the last time marijuana was smoked in the car?
In this car?
Yeah.
It hasn't been smoked in here.
There's been no marijuana smoked in this car.
No. I've been smoking a cigarette. I've been smoking
Yeah, well, as soon as because I could smell the marijuana as soon as I walked up, at least on that side of the car.
Well, I don't know if like her boyfriend smoked weed in here. I just got the car from him.
Okay, that's fine. Is there any marijuana in the car that you know of or anything like that?
No.
No, any guns, weapons, anything? No? Okay. Want to have you come out for me real quick?
Me?
Yeah.
For what?
I can smell the weed coming from the car.
What is
I can't, it's coming from the car.
How?
Hey, Bunner, he locked the door.
I'm not smoking any weed.
I'm gonna ask you one more time.
Why?
I'm gonna ask you one more time. All right, just step out the vehicle. That's all it is. If there's weed in the car, I don't care if there's weed in the car. Honestly,
don't do
it. Large amounts of weed.
I
Okay,
don't have
trafficking.
any weed, sir.
Okay, and that's fine. So I'm gonna ask you one more time.
I don't have any weed, sir.
Weed smells like cat pee. There you go. That's the closest analog.
Hey!
Oh my god!
$35. The vehicle just took off from our show. It's going out to 15th Terrace.
3 days later, another traffic stop.
This officer wants to call.
You remember me?
No, I do not.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Hi.
That's weird.
I don't know you.
I'm sure.
Hi. Remember me?
You don't.
I do not know you, and don't talk to me like that.
Okay, well, I'm gonna read you something, okay?
Oh, she's got attitude too. She's got attitude. Oh, here we go. Let's go. She's trying to act all tough. Oh, shit. 1 second. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on a second. Excuse me.
I'm gonna read you something, okay?
No. Just listen to what he has to say, and we'll go from there, okay?
Actually, I'm required to warn you for you making a statement to the following constitutional rights. You have the right to remain silent and answer any
All right, Mirandizing.
questions. Any statement you make must be freely and voluntarily given.
For what?
You have the right to the presence or representation of a lawyer of your choice before you make any statement during any questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer, you're entitled to the presence or representation of a court-appointed lawyer before you make any statements during any questioning. If at any time during the interview you wish to answer any questions, you're privileged to remain silent. I can make no threats or promise inducing you to make a statement. It's with your own free will. Any statement can be and will be used against you in the court of law. Do you understand your rights I just read to you?
No, I do not.
Do you have any
I
questions?
don't know what's going on.
Do you understand I'll explain to you what's going on. You don't understand your rights.
I don't know what's
Okay,
going on.
so what don't you understand about your rights?
What are you saying all this to me for? I don't understand.
I'm trying to get to that. I'm going to explain the situation. You know if you have any questions about your
Don't
rights.
talk to me like that, sir. I'm a human
not.
just like you're a human. Yes, you
Okay,
are.
do you have any questions about your rights?
Do I? Why am I being stopped and why are y'all talking to me?
I'm not asking if you have questions about what's going on. I'll explain.
So that's a part of my right.
It is. Okay.
Why are you stopping me and what is going on?
Okay, so you're not going to be cooperative and give a statement?
I don't know what you're talking about. A statement
I'm
about
going to
what?
explain the situation once you let me know if you understand your rights or not.
No.
Yeah, Jade, I was gonna say that too. The cop did kind of like ramble through the statement really fast. Probably would have been better if he was, slow and steady, but it is what it is.
What don't you understand about your rights?
You was talking too fast.
You want me
I'm being a little bit nitpicky though. I'm being nitpicky.
to read it slower for you?
If that's what you gotta do.
Okay, let me read it slower for her.
Oh, well, there we go. Problem solved.
I am required to warn you before you make any statements that you have the following constitutional rights. You have the right to remain silent and not answer any questions. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any statement you make must be freely and voluntarily given. Do you understand? You have the right to the presence and representation of a lawyer of your choice before you make any statement and during any questioning. Do you understand? If you cannot afford a lawyer, you are entitled to the presence and representation of a court-appointed lawyer before you make any statements and during any questioning. Do you understand? Okay. If at any time during the interview you do not wish to answer any questions, you are privileged to remain silent. Do you understand?
Yes.
I can make no threats or promises to induce you to make a statement. This was your own free will. Do you understand?
I do.
Any statement can be and will be used against you in the court of law. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, now do you have any questions about your rights?
No, I don't.
Okay,
Come on.
so...
All right, perfect. Oh, God, no! What have I done?
Twin Risers, Zero Track Barrel, a new era.
I don't care about crossbows. Do I look like I'm in The Walking Dead?
Okay. Any statement you make must be freely and voluntary representation of a court-appointed lawyer before you...
Yes.
I can make no threats or promise to induce you to make a statement. This was your own free will. Do you understand?
I do.
Any statement can be and will be used against you in the court of law. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, now do you have any questions about your rights?
No, I don't.
Okay,
Come on,
so...
sir, in 11.
So anyways, the other day when you were driving that Kia, I pulled you over. It was listen, my body camera was on the entire...
I was not driving any Kia. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so you don't know what I'm talking about? My body camera was on the entire time, and so was the in-car camera. You identified yourself to me with your name and birthday.
Not me.
No, it wasn't you? Okay, well, we're just wasting games. Come on.
What?
It's like, all right, tried it. We already have you on body cam. It doesn't matter.
What are you doing? Are you serious? Why are you staring me down and doing all that? Why? What are you putting me in?
You're being arrested for fleeing and eluding and resisting. Fleeing and eluding and resisting.
Why are you arresting me?
Fleeing and eluding and resisting.
I haven't fled.
Okay, well, it's on my camera. The camera was on the entire
I
time.
have not
Remember, I asked you to come out the car. You
No,
refused,
I did not.
and you were with your buddy who rolled up the
No.
windows, locked the cars, and you took off down. You don't remember that?
No.
No, maybe I don't know.
No, I do not.
Okay.
Why are you arresting me right now? Seriously.
Fleeing and eluding.
I was not fleeing and eluding.
Okay, well, you did.
No, I did not.
You did.
You did not.
It
No, it had to be someone else. It was not me.
Another Ashley.
Must be. It wasn't me.
Okay.
Thanks. Can you do the transport?
Are you serious right now?
We can't do it.
Wasn't me.
No.
Even showed you on camera.
What are you doing? You just said I wasn't under arrest. Now I'm under
No, I never
arrest.
said you're
You
under
just
arrest.
said I was having an interview. What
Yeah,
the
I
hell?
have to give you the opportunity to explain yourself, and you don't want to
Explain
explain
myself
yourself
about what?
for fleeing and eluding.
I wasn't fleeing and eluding.
Okay.
Tighten it up a little bit on this
Damn.
side.
Let go of your
Don't, why are you
phone.
snatching shit from
Let
me?
go of
Why
your-
are you snatching shit from me?
Let go of your
What
phone.
the f is wrong with
Let
you?
go of your
Papa?
phone.
What the f is wrong with you? No, what the f is wrong with you?
Did you just call him Copper?
What the f? Why are you snatching shit from me?
Let go of your
What
phone.
the f is wrong with
Let
you?
go of your
Papa?
phone.
What the f is wrong with you? No, what the f is wrong with you? You just motherfucking mad. You just fucking mad. Are you fucking serious?
Are you done?
The f
Are you done? Are you done?
fucking serious, motherfucking alone.
Come on, let's go to the car.
No, I'm not going to those fucking
She said cracker? I thought I heard copper, but yeah, it could be actually be cracker too.
Where's your
Cracker?
Going to jail with the fuck. What? He shot my kid and the looting.
When?
Stay back. Yeah.
What happened?
Stay back,
please. What happened? Okay.
What you mean stay back? That's my fucking brother. You couldn't say
I'll
nothing.
explain.
You don't need to explain shit.
Fleeing and loot. What the fuck? You ran from them?
2 days ago, yeah.
Got shit. Now I want her.
She identified herself to me. I spoke to her at the car.
Y'all gotta get moving.
The hell, that could have been any motherfucking body. That wasn't fucking me. No, I'm not getting no car. I'm not going to fucking jail. No.
Fleeing and loot. No, serious. She said she ran from y'all?
I talked to her at the
No,
car.
he did not talk to me. You didn't talk to me.
Listen, I'll make it very clear. I pulled her over 2 days ago.
Okay.
I was at the car talking to her. She identified herself. When I asked her to get it, it's fine. When I told her to get out of the car because I could smell the weed coming from the car, she kept saying, "Sir, there's no weed in the car. There's no weed in the car." I said, "Ashley, get out get out the car." And she was with another black male. The black male locked the car door, rolled the windows up, and she took off down third on the car. While I was at the window, she identified herself. It's not like
even he's like, I think that's her brother. That one's her brother. That might actually be her sister. And he's like, oh, for sake. And he was like, all right. If the cops not lying, she done effed up.
I confusingly maybe saw her. No, she identified herself to me. So whoever she's rolling with that day. It was 2 days ago. Like I was talking to her like this. Well, I was on the passenger side initially. She identified herself. She was with another male, and we could smell the weed come from the car. They refused to get out the car. Look, I don't know if it was her, but it was in the car. Okay, probably the guy who she was with. Chances are, because of his history. Then we asked him to get out the car. He locks the doors, rolled the windows up, and she took off down third towards 15th Terrace. And everyone said it was a silver Kia from the blew down.
I'm the one that ain't my Kia ain't what?
Well, that was your car, your Kia. I tried calling you a couple times, but it says your voicemail wasn't set up.
My voicemail is set up. Call me right now. Not the
Oh no, it's not even her car.
That's my car right there on the end.
A gray Kia?
I remember that. It's gold. It's a Kia, not an Optima. I ain't got no Optima.
Let me see.
Yeah, Kia Optima.
That's the car I stopped. I'll even pull up my report for you.
Okay, call my phone number.
That wasn't her car.
Wait, let me talk to them because he say LaWanda. And that means you ran my tag.
I ran your tag. That's the car I talked to.
The same day, I see you guys put it right there.
Okay, call my phone because, baby, my phone works on the corner right there, baby.
It's a great Kia.
Yes, it looks goldish.
No. This car right here. It was that night. Like kind of nightish. Because I was standing right there.
That's the car she was driving.
No.
She went to the store in my car, but I don't know nothing about no fleeing.
I know you don't know about it because she ain't going to tell you she ran from the police in your car.
No, sir.
He said my Kia. He ran my tag and know my name.
I stopped the car. I was out with the car.
It was
the Kia, her car. I stopped it.
So
that one.
The Kia that you pulled, it was gold. That's great.
I have the tag in the car in my report. It was that Kia.
He called my last name out
there when you pulled it. That's how I know. How you think I know you're talking about?
Listen.
The windows was down. The car ran the stop sign, right? Right?
He said my car.
Listen.
On 14, the car ran the stop sign, right?
I stopped at 1200 block of 3rd, and it went towards 15th.
3rd and what? 13, right?
And 12th, and it flew down westbound. Listen, whatever color it was or whatever you saw, it was her car, which is why I got her phone number to call her. The car didn't take off me initially. I stopped the car, I ran the tag, I gave it to dispatch, we went out with the car. It was about 5 minutes I was out with your car and her. About 5-7 minute traffic stop.
Yeah, Mandy, Thea, I still have no idea what anime you're referencing from that.
And she was with the Mr. I'm not gonna give the passenger's name.
I don't smoke. I'm in the nursing field.
You could pull the report if you want. It's all public record.
Well, y'all clear this tag because I got a job.
No. Your tag's not flagged for fleeing and eluding, but she was because she was driving that car.
Okay, so it sounds like she's the woman in the center. She's the brother is trying his best to like say it wasn't her, but it's not working. She's like, for the love of God, please do not like take my car in or anything because I got work. And the cop is saying, no, your car's not in trouble. It's her. She's the one in trouble, not your car.
Okay, so
It was about, it might have been 2 days ago, maybe 3. I don't remember exactly when. Say again?
I want you to tell me so I can be around her.
Joseph. That's who she was with. I got charges on him too. And you say, okay, you know exactly who that is. And he's on papers already. So he's going to be violated now and he's probably going to go back to prison.
Which means he was on probation.
Trying to say it wasn't her. Like, I was talking to you for 5 minutes with the car. It was you.
Yeah. As long as you have your PC, you're good.
PC signed. There you go.
Oh, okay. So we'll just get her out of here as soon as possible so we can avoid them.
She wants to know if she can take her car. Ashley, or her Stephanie here with the mom.
What car is her car?
The one that stopped, the black Honda.
Okay. Is that the one that originally fled from you?
No, it's LaWanda, who's the gray, and she said she let her take the car a couple days ago to go to the store.
Okay.
So she was driving the car a couple days ago.
Who wants the car?
Her mom wants to know about the black car.
Okay.
That's all.
And you told her she could take it?
I said she's got to just talk to him first because I don't know what he's got going on.
Okay. Hey, what's that?
That's.
No, I'm not fucking doing this shit. You motherfucker, I was in here talking about, you know, it wasn't fucking me. You need to go find your person, because it's not me.
Okay, put your knee in the car now. Come on.
Mom. I hear you. Please, do what they say. I don't want them to hurt you. I don't want the police to hurt you. I don't want the police to hurt you.
I think this one is mom.
Just cooperate. We'll do whatever we need to do for you. About standing and resisting. I didn't fucking resist this
Get your knee in the car. Enough.
Put your knee in, Ashley. I don't want them to hurt you. Just do whatever, honey. We got you. Just go. No, I don't fucking trust them. I don't trust the fucking police. I'm not comfortable. Ashley, put your knee in the car, honey. Ashley, we got you. We're going to come and see about you. Just do what they say. Make it convenient. Get in the car and we're coming. Just get in the car. Make it convenient. The more you harass them, it's a problem. Just go.
Thank you.
But I'm going to take the car.
See, look, let me just show you something. All right, just so you can see that I'm not. I put out an email, right? Whenever we have charges on somebody, we send out emails.
Okay, well, get my tag off there because I got work and I don't need to get pulled over.
See, look. Look.
Yes.
I currently have active PC. I seen driving a gray Kia out of Florida tax. Dark tinted windows.
I know my tag number.
Yeah, so that's the car we stopped. And if you let her drive
that's my niece, so I let her go to the store.
She said it was her auntie's car. She told me that. So.
Oh, it's her auntie's car. No.
So again,
thank you.
Her license is good. Why I don't know why she ran initially, but I was talking to her I had a 5-minute conversation with her, so she wants to say it wasn't her.
Okay.
Our camera was on the entire time.
Thank you.
So, all right.
Well. All right. I think I need to stop before I get any more out of control. Even though this is literally this is literally the last beer I have in the house. I mean, we could watch the praying mantis video to close it out. It's a really good video. For any of you who do not know what happened in the 80s in Iran. Yeah. Yes, proportional. All right, fine. All right, fat electrician praying mantis. You haven't heard of it, Sean? Okay. You know, in that case, we gotta listen to it.
Ah, yes, the time that the US Navy got upset and destroyed half of Iran's entire naval fleet in a single 8-hour workday. Today we're talking about Operation Praying Mantis. But real quick, this video is sponsored by Zydax Custom Gaming PCs. They are all built right here in America that I would recommend. In 1980, Iraq decided to invade Iran. Why? Don't really care. Not pertinent to the story. However, at the end of that war, Iran decides, hey, we're going to pull a page out of the old Art of War by Sun Tzu. We're going to cut off the enemy supply lines, deprive the enemy of nice things. It's going to work out great. Iraq's got a weak navy. We're going to wipe out their navy, and then every time they send out an oil tanker through the Persian Gulf, we're going to blow that up. So they can't sell any liquid dinosaur. They can't make any money. They go broke. We win the war. Hooray. It's a solid plan. So they do exactly that. Then Kuwait comes out of left field and they're like, hey, we've been financially backing Iraq through this entire war for the past 7 years. We need to make sure they win so we can get our money back. So we're going to go ahead and let Iraq use our oil tankers to export oil. So Iran was like, well, that's an easy problem to solve. I'll just blow up all the Kuwaiti oil tankers as well, which is exactly what they do. But here's the catch. Kuwait at this point in time is like the one major exporter of oil that wasn't really part of OPEC, meaning that they were selling oil on
which means they were selling oil at a discount.
The global market significantly cheaper than everybody else, driving down the entire oil market. And now that their oil tankers are getting blown up as well, it means that Kuwait can no longer sell oil on the cheap, meaning that Iran has now inadvertently committed the cardinal sin of the late 20th century.
Raising gas prices! No!
Raising gas prices. Now the entire Western world looks over at the Persian Gulf like, the fuck?
Thanks, Obama.
The ghost of Sun Tzu's sitting there shaking his head like, that's the one exception. I would have messed with any supply line except for that one, because we all know what happens next.
America.
Yeah, America then proceeds to assemble the largest naval convoy operation since World War II, send them into the Persian Gulf to protect Kuwaiti oil tankers. It is at this moment that Iran should have been like, well, that's unfortunate, time to figure out plan B, because this obviously is not going to work out. However, they decide that they're going to double down. What they're going to do is they're going to take a bunch of magnetic underwater mines, and they're just going to spread them out all over the Persian Gulf in international waters, and that's not going to have any consequences.
Thank you, Jennifer.
So fast forward, April 14th, 1988, the USS Samuel B. Roberts, a guided missile.
April 14th, 1988. I was almost 3 years old. April 14th, 1988, I was almost 3 years old.
Frigate, which is basically brand new at this point. This is like its first big operation, is out there escorting a Kuwaiti oil tanker, and it runs into a minefield, hits a mine, blows up the keel of the ship. The keel is this bottom part right here. It like supports and stabilizes the structure of the entire ship, and it gets blown completely in half. At this point, the only thing holding this boat together is the actual...
Now, yes, Earl Grey is correct. Iran now messes with the second cardinal sin. Don't touch America's boats.
Deck. 1 second, everything's fine. The next second, there's a 15-foot wide hole in the bottom of your ship. Everything's on fire and water is rushing in. The USS Samuel B. Roberts took on half of its weight in water in the first minute. This is...
Jesus Christ, how old are you people? I swear to God, you guys make me feel so much younger than I am. I'm 38 years young, and I feel like I'm old compared to other live streamers, and my audience are like mega boomers.
This is a catastrophic amount of damage that would sink 99% of ships, but as fate would have it, the crew of the USS Samuel B. Roberts had already been winning competitions for having the best damage control crew in the Navy. So the entire crew gets to work. They're putting out fires, they're plugging holes, they're literally cinching the hull together with steel cables trying to stabilize it, because the only thing holding it together is a deck at this point. Over the course of the next 5 hours, the entire crew fights their ass off and somehow manages to get the situation under control and limp the ship all the way back to Dubai, where they can get it to a port. And the most incredible part of all of it, not a single American was killed, only 10 men were injured during the fire and the initial explosion. So the crew survived, the boat's basically completely destroyed. Then America sends in an underwater crew, figure out what happened. They find the remnants of the mine, they check out the other mines. Yep, they're Iranian. At this point, now somebody has to inform the president, because this is a big deal. And the president at this point in time is, let me check my notes, fucking Ronald Reagan.
Well, Hey, Mike, you know which president you don't want to mess with? Ronald Reagan and Margaret Thatcher.
I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
So they go ahead and they brief Ronald Reagan on everything that happened. He's super happy that everybody survived, and he's like, okay, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to issue a proportional response. And what the U.S. Navy heard was awesome. All right, so here's the plan. Iran currently has 3 oil rigs in the Persian Gulf that are not being used for drilling oil, but as military bases for their naval operations. So the U.S. Navy is going to go ahead and take out all 3 of those. Now, I don't really know what the guided missile frigate to oil rig exchange ratio is, but we're going to go ahead and err on the side of caution and say that it's not quite proportional enough yet. So Iran also really only has like 2 modern naval vessels. That's the Iranian frigate Sahand and the Iranian frigate Sabatland. They're going to go ahead and take out at least one of those, maybe both. We'll see how proportional they want to get. And then by the time they get all that done, that should be a nice 8-hour workday. It'll be time to clock out and go get some ice cream. So in order to get all this done by quitting time, they're going to go ahead and establish 3 different surface attack groups. Each group is going to have 2 destroyers and 1 bonus ship. That bonus ship is either going to be an amphibious landing ship or a frigate. Either way, they're all going to be identified as Bravo, Charlie, and Delta. Bravo group is tasked with taking out 2 oil rigs. Charlie group is tasked with taking out the 1 remaining oil rig. And Delta's mission is to go hunt down those 2 frigates and take them out. And then, just for insurance purposes, we're also going to have the USS Enterprise parked right outside the Persian Gulf.
The USS Enterprise. Man, that ship name has a legacy. And no, not just from Star Trek, you goddamn nerds.
To provide air support, you know, in case we need it. So, April 18th, 1988, 4 days after the mining of the USS Samuel B. Roberts, Operation Praying Mantis goes into full swing, and Bravo Group shows up at their oil rig first. At which point, they radio over to the oil rig and inform them that they will be blowing it up in 5 minutes and that they should all leave. So, a bunch of people start leaving. They hop in tugboats and take off. Bravo Group, seeing that they're making an honest effort to actually evacuate, agrees to give them 15 more minutes. So,
okay. All right. Fair enough. Which is about par for course with U.S. rules of engagement for that time, post-Vietnam.
So, fast forward 20 minutes later, they send out another radio message. Hey, time's up. They then fire the 5-inch guns right over the top of the oil rig with the rounds set to airburst, hopefully scaring off any stragglers.
Wait. There's a new Enterprise? Hang on. I thought they were finished with the Enterprise with the carrier. I had no idea they're making a new ship, new replacement Enterprise.
And it is at this point that some Iranian military member decides that he is going to audition to be the main character of this story because he hops on a 23mm anti-aircraft gun and opens fire on Bravo Group. And without skipping a beat, one of the 5-inch guns on one of the destroyers just goes poof, and just fucking direct hit smokes this dude. Barely touches the rest of the oil rig. This guy, definitely not the main character, but the silver lining, he at least made it into the credits as Baloney Miss Cloud number 1. Now, obviously, I'm paraphrasing here, but at this point, Bravo Group radios over to the oil rig one last time, something along the lines of, hey, does anybody else need to find out what it's like to chew 5 gum? Or are you fuckers ready to quit? The oil rig finally radios back and is like, yeah, please cease fire. We're gonna leave.
The Jesse Green USS Enterprise, a Gerald Ford class aircraft carriers under construction, scheduled to be in service by 2028. Okay, I thought all the new Ford class carriers were all going to be named after after presidents. I didn't realize that they were going to make a new Enterprise out of them. So, all right then. The more you know.
Leave. So all the Iranian military members leave. Bravo Group decides to open up on it for a little bit with the 5-inch guns before sending over a couple of Hueys full of Marines. The Marines hop out, place some demo charges, hop back on the helicopters, take off. The entire oil rig blows up, and already things are getting more proportional. And
YouTube Music Premium lets you play over 80 million official songs without ads, so you can keep listening.
Well, while that was happening, Charlie Group made it to their first oil rig as well, and pretty much the exact same thing played out. The only differences were Charlie Group didn't have Marines to place the demo charges, they had Navy SEALs, and when the Iranians opened up with the 23mm anti-aircraft guns, they just decided to keep firing 5-inch shells at the oil platform until it burst into flames and burnt the entire thing to the ground.
Just obliterating it.
The commander of the destroyer kind of looks over at the Navy SEAls and is like, Sorry, I guess you guys get to sit this one out.
Oh, mission got canceled? Good.
And while all that's going down, Bravo Group's already making their way over to the third oil rig, at which point they pick up something on radar, and it's definitely another enemy ship headed right towards them. And at this point, you have to remember, this is the late 1980s. None of the American sailors have seen naval warfare on this
Probably
scale.
not.
The pucker factor is on. They are getting harpoon missiles ready, and they are about to get in like one of the biggest naval fights since World War II. At which point, whoever's in charge of Bravo Group decides to take a deep breath, and they're like, okay, let's send up a helicopter real quick just to verify that it's actually an enemy ship. So the helicopter goes up, radios back to Bravo Group. It's definitely a warship, but it's a Soviet destroyer. At which point everybody's like, what? What is happening right now? So they radio over to this Russian destroyer.
What's going on?
And they're like, what are your intentions? And the Russian commander radios back in broken English. I swear to God, this is a real quote. I'm just here to take pictures.
For posterity.
For history. Look, I know that I bash on the Soviet Union and communism every single chance I get, but this time around, I got to give it to them. These guys are just straight up rolling into the middle of the largest naval operation since World War II to eat popcorn and watch. It's incredible. At this point, Iran finally figures out that there's something going on, but they don't really know what, so they just begin attacking any ship they can find, and the first ship they found was a civilian cargo ship called the Willie Tide, that they begin attacking with Boghammer-style speedboats. So the Willie Tide radios for help, the USS Enterprise responds by sending up a bunch of A6 intruders, as well as F-14 Tomcats. The A6 intruders show up, start dropping cluster bombs, they end up hitting one of the speedboats and scattering the rest. The civilian cargo ship is saved, hooray. Cutting back to Charlie Group, now there's an Iranian fast attack ship coming right at them. So they radio over like, hey, yeah, we're kind of going around blowing up all your stuff, but also we've got a very specific list, you're not on it, so how about you just go away and we'll
please don't do this. Please don't make me hurt you.
We'll forget we saw you. The Iranian fast attack ship messages back, sounds good, we'll do that. And then they just keep driving right towards them. And then this Iranian fast attack ship gets within like 15 miles of Charlie Group, which is like point blank range for a naval battle. Charlie Group radios again, dude, what are you doing? To which they respond, I'm following orders. And
well,
then they proceeded to lock their radar on Charlie Group, which Charlie Group can see. At which point Charlie Group immediately launches 5 missiles directly at the Iranian vessel. The Iranian vessel fires a harpoon missile back at Charlie Group. Both groups now have missiles in the air screaming towards one another. The Americans launch countermeasures, shooting up chaff rockets that end up catching the harpoon missile, detonating it in midair. The Iranian vessel, on the other hand, did not have any countermeasures capable of stopping the newer technology behind the American missiles, and it would end up getting sunk pretty much immediately. Then, before anybody can really even fully digest what just happened, radar picks up 3 Iranian F-4s screaming towards Charlie Group. Charlie Group then turns, fires a bunch of surface-to-air missiles at the F-4s. The F-4s see them coming, they're like, oh shit, they pop a U-turn and try to outrun them. F-4s, while they are extremely fast, can't outrun missiles, so one of the missiles...
Oh my god, Pope. You're showing your age by referencing that. But I feel like I'm also showing my age by also understanding that reference.
Ends up blowing a wing off one of the F-4s. Now America has taken out an entire naval vessel and an F-4 that they did not plan on taking out, and it's throwing off all of our proportions. And because of that, American leadership orders Bravo Group to stand down. We're not going to go take out that third oil rig. And right as soon as that order gets given out, Delta Group chimes in, is like, hey, we found that frigate we were looking for. So now nobody knows what to do, because on one hand, things are already getting out of control, but on the other hand, we really want to take out these frigates. So American leadership decides, well, we might not even have to make a hard decision. Maybe that's not even the frigate and the radar's wrong. Why don't you go ahead and send a couple A6 intruders over, do a flyby. They can verify that it's actually this new modern
Oh, god damn it.
Frigate, and if it is, we'll make a decision from there. Or so they thought, because the A6 pilots are about to decide that they are, in fact, the main characters of this story.
Yep.
You see, the USS Enterprise and its aircraft aren't really supposed to be doing a whole lot. They're more or less just there for insurance. In fact, they're only allowed to engage the enemy under one of two conditions. One, the President of the United States signs off on it, which is actually what happened with the speedboats earlier. Or two, they get fired upon first. So they got told to go fly.
Oh, and that letter's a real big loophole, isn't
vote
it?
to verify that it is in fact the new modern frigate, but They didn't get told how to fly by the boat, so they drop down 50 feet above the water and just gun it, and they buzz the entire ship. So the ship opens fire with its AA guns, but these planes are so low to the water, the AA guns can't actually aim down low enough, so all the anti-aircraft fire goes right over the top of them. They continue to stay low enough till they get out of anti-aircraft gun range, and then they pull up, at which point the ship launches a bunch of surface-to-air missiles at them. They drop chaff as a countermeasure, takes care of those, no big deal. They then go around, do a U-turn, send a radio message to this frigate, "I'm going to sink you now," which they can now easily do, because remember, the ship fired on them first.
Victim to one of the
I'm going to break you.
classic blunders.
So the A6 fires an anti-ship missile, and the second they pull the trigger on that, the fire control team from the USS Enterprise is like, "What the fuck are you doing? We're not supposed to be killing things yet." And the A6s are like, "Look,
what is happening?
They fired at us first. Them's the rules." And the USS Enterprise is like, "Holy shit, okay, I guess. Let them have it." Then the harpoon missile finally makes impact. It's a bullseye. The A6s do a U-turn, go, drop another 500-pound laser-guided bomb right through the deck of this frigate, fly past it, do another U-turn, come back, drop a 1,000-pound bomb on it. Then they radio over to the Enterprise and like, "Yeah, it's definitely gonna sink. We're gonna head back." So the A6s take off, headed back to the Enterprise, and like 5 minutes later, Delta Group shows up with their warships and begin firing on the already sinking frigate. They hit the magazine, the frigate explodes, rapidly sinks to the ocean floor. At this point, naval leadership is like, "Okay, Jesus Christ, everybody stop killing things. We need to figure out what all happened. We got to keep this proportional." So they start radioing back and forth. Everybody's figuring out what everybody did, if anybody's hurt, what's going on. The whole
down.
story. And then as the A6s are making their way back to the USS Enterprise, guess what they happen to fly past? The other
frigate.
So now the entire US Navy's looking at this last frigate like SpongeBob looking at a jug of water.
I don't need it.
But also, like, realistically speaking, the A6s are pretty much out of ammunition. The only thing they have left are 2,000-pound bombs, and those just aren't going to be enough by themselves without a harpoon missile to take down this ship anyways, so they really are just going to fly by and verify that it's the modern frigate. So the A6 intruders go ahead, they do their flyby. It is in fact the new frigate that they thought it was, and it does in fact open fire on the A6s. A6s make it out completely unscathed, at which point they pop a U-turn, and one of the A6 pilots is like,
It's the bullseye womp rats in my T-16 back home.
So the
No, don't do it!
A6 pulls up, gaining altitude, and then dives down, aims its nose right at the frigate at like a 35-degree angle. They're doing a good old-fashioned dive bombing gun like it's fucking World War II. The AA guns start firing, there's bullets whizzing past the plane, but they're committed now. They're closing in, closing in. The bombardier behind the pilot lets the pilot know, "Hey, I'm locked on." At which point, bombs away, the pilot pulls up, and the bomb goes right down the fucking smokestack of this boat. Blows up, completely destroying the entire engine room. That frigate is now dead in the water with no power. The A6s go ahead and radio in that they have completely disabled this frigate, at which point the American leadership calls a complete ceasefire. They're going to go ahead and let that frigate survive, get towed off, potentially be repaired. With the US Navy having effectively disabled or destroyed over half of Iran's functioning navy, the US military decides to call it a good day, ends Operation Praying Mantis, we all get to live happily ever after. Except, later that night, Iran decided that they wanted to fight a little bit more, and they launched a bunch of Silkworm anti-ship missiles at American vessels. Luckily, no American vessels were actually hit, however, this is now a huge political problem because America has been mad at the fact that Iran even had Silkworm missiles for years at this point, and the American government has made it very clear to Iran that if they ever used them, they would be going to war with America, period, set in stone. So the Reagan administration, not wanting to kick off World War III in the 1980s, reaches out to the Iranian government and is like, "Here's what's going to happen. You're going to go ahead and admit that that was an accident. I'm going to sweep it under the rug and we're never going to talk about it again, because if this makes headline news and the American people find out, I'm going to have to get real proportional around here." So Iran's like, "Okay, fine, whatever. It was an accident. Let's sweep that whole thing under the rug. But I am still going to take America to international court to try to prove that it was a war crime to take out my oil rigs. That way I can get reparations and make America pay for it." So they go to international court. They lay out the case. The international court is looking at America like, "Okay, well, first of all, you're the fraction people. I don't know how you think that this is proportional, but it definitely wasn't. Second of all, according to the Amity Act, you absolutely should not have attacked their oil rigs. This This is probably a war crime. At which point the representative for America is like, well, actually, if you read...
Well, actually... Wait for it.
The Amity Treaty between Iran and the United States, it only talks about ships and boats. It don't say shit about oil rigs, meaning I wasn't obligated to not attack those oil rigs. At which point the court is like, hold on. Fucking, he's right, son of a bitch. Okay, well, I guess America's innocent, because I've said it once and I'll say it again. It's never a war crime the first time. And now for the best part of the entire story. America now proceeds to go over to Dubai, pick up what's left of the USS Samuel B. Roberts, tow it all the way back to Maine, then take the ship out of the water, get it in dry dock, cut out the entire damaged section of the ship, including the engine compartment, build another module to fit in its place. This thing weighs like 300 tons. They jack it up, weld it right where it's at, get everything rehooked up, reconnected. And this boat is back out on the ocean 1 year later on April 1st, 1989. It then goes on to get recommissioned and serves in the Navy until 2015. I mean, playing Battleship against America's gotta suck, right? Like, haha, I've sunk your frigate, and America's like, first of all, no you didn't. Second of all, fuck your entire Navy as it picks up your board and just throws it at the wall. So in conclusion, if you do ever find yourself being the leader of a foreign nation one day, the best advice that I can possibly give you is A, do whatever you can to not raise gas prices, and B, whatever you do not fuck with America's boats. We do not.
Yes. And if you want to know the first time people learned to not mess with America's boats. And this involves the Moors.
Ah, yes, the time that
so it's relevant.
Pirates kept messing with American ships, so George Washington founded the United States Navy to do something about it. Yeah, the United States Navy was founded for the sole reason of hunting pirates. Today we're talking about the Barbary Wars. Ladies and gentlemen, it is pretty much an ongoing internet joke that you do not mess with America's boats, you know, because of Operation Praying Mantis, that time that America decided they were going to sink half of Iran's navy in like 8 hours. And Vietnam, and World War II, and World War I, and the Spanish-American War, and the War of 1812. I guess if you're not picking up what I'm putting down, I'm trying to tell you, this is the origin story of why you don't mess with America's boats. But first, a word from our sponsor, because this video is brought to you by my favorite underwear company, Sheath. Acceptable box, whether even their shorts are cool, just fine.
Cargo shorts are not even cute at all.
First of all, cargo shorts are awesome. They always have been. Second of all, you know what you and this cargo pocket have in common?
You don't feel either of us?
Oh! Oh, no! Oh, God, why?
Well, at least I know who I'm not letting put their phone in my pocket next time we go somewhere. Anyways, if you wanted to try some Sheath cargo underwear for yourself or buy some as a gift for your significant other, I'll have them linked in the description down below. And you can use the discount code FATALNutrition for 20% back to the video. All right, here's
I think I just got demonetized for that one.
Video for 3 cents.
That was a goddamn murder.
Pirates from the Barbary states of Morocco, Algiers, Tunis, and Tripoli would raid merchant vessels in the Mediterranean, steal all the goods, and imprison and turn all of the crew members into slaves. So why was this allowed to go on for over 300 years? Well, the only navies powerful enough to stop these pirates at the time were the Spanish, the French, and the British. And they all came to the same conclusion that it would be cheaper to pay off the pirates, giving them a yearly tribute to not raid their ships rather than go to war with them. So now those three empires aren't getting their ships raided, which is fine. That's a good thing, I guess. But here's the catch with it that they may or may not have known at the time, but they definitely figured out somewhere along the way. Now the pirates are only raiding all the smaller nations. Okay, it's like Walmart, Target, and Amazon getting together, encouraging shoplifting, knowing that they can shoulder the financial burden, but it puts all the other mom and pop stores out of business and they become the only ones selling goods. Except instead of retail stores, we're talking about entire nations. This goes on for literally hundreds of years, but America is still part of the British Empire, so they fall under their umbrella of protection, so it's never an issue. That is until the American Revolution started on April 19th, 1775, with the shot heard around the world, the Battle of Lexington and Concord, and the famous story of a 78-year-old veteran going out into his front yard and shooting 3 redcoats as they retreated back to Boston, sending the message for all of America that the British Empire should get off of our lawn. Fast forward, 1783, America wins the Revolutionary War, officially becoming its own country, and all of America's merchant vessels start flying the old red, white, and blue. And pretty much immediately, 1784, one of America's merchant vessels is captured by Barbary pirates from the country of Morocco. As an act of good faith, faith for a new nation, Spain actually pays off the pirates, gets the American vessel and all of its crew back, returns it to America, and then advises the American government, hey, you guys should start paying these guys off too. That's what all the big nations are doing. At which point, America's minister to France, a guy by the name of Thomas Jefferson, chimes in, and he's like, no, absolutely not. I'm gonna go talk to him. Now, obviously, I'm paraphrasing here, but basically, Thomas Jefferson rolls up and he's like, hey, don't ever fuck with my boats ever again or else. At which point, the Sultan of Morocco is like, I'm sorry, who are you? I'm Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah, who the hell are you?
One of the founding fathers of America. You know, we just kicked the British out of our entire country. We're our own thing now. I'm sorry, you fucking pilgrims did what now? We beat the British in war, and now we are our own country. You mean to tell me that a bunch of colonial farmers with muskets went toe-to-toe with the largest military on the planet that is so good at war that they can literally wear high-vis red coats the entire time and still win, and you beat them?
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm telling you. I mean, yeah, I could probably just leave your boats alone from now on. That historically seems like it's going to be a really good idea. And that is the story of how
there and treaty of peace and friendship, baby.
Morocco came to be the first country to recognize America as its own sovereign nation by signing the Moroccan-American Treaty of Peace and Friendship, which is the first and longest lasting peace treaty in American history. At which point Thomas Jefferson is like, wow, that actually worked out perfect. I'm going to go to the other 3 Barbary states and tell them the same thing now. But of course, there's going to be a catch with that. You see, there's 4 Barbary states, but Morocco's the only one that's actually truly independent, and the other 3 are just subservient branches of the Ottoman Empire. So Thomas Jefferson and
fucking Ottoman
John Adams go to talk to the ambassador of Tripoli, and they're like, hey, can all the Ottoman Barbary states leave our boats alone? At which point the ambassador informs them, absolutely not. You see, we're part of the Ottoman Empire. We don't need to listen to you. We're not scared of you guys. And it is our official stance that, and I quote, it was written in the Quran that all nations which had not acknowledged the prophet were sinners, who it was the right and duty of the faithful to plunder and enslave. You know, unless they give us money, of course.
Yeah. Unless you pay us off.
Everything's got a price, apparently. So Thomas Jefferson is like, well, okay, we're going to do that. And that's when John Adams is like, whoa, calm down. Let's just pay the tribute so that our ships can be fine. We already disbanded the Continental Navy after winning the Revolutionary War. We don't have a navy to fight these guys. We just have to give them the money. So that's what happened. For the next 8 to 10 years, America would pay tribute every year to these 3 remaining Barbary states, and every year they wanted more and more money, and eventually even that wasn't enough, because Algiers began attacking American vessels anyways. Okay, if you're not picking up what I'm putting down, I'm trying to tell you that for the first time in American history, somebody has fucked with one of America's boats, and they're not immediately sorry about it.
What? Again, we're setting precedent here.
Yet. The president at the time, George Washington, goes to Congress and pretty much tells them what's going to happen, because at this point in time, George Washington is basically the king of America. Nobody actually knows if he's going to step down from presidency or not. So he's like, hey, guess what?
True. I mean, nobody knew. And so him not electing to go for a 3rd term set the unofficial precedent of only serving 2 terms until FDR, and then after FDR, they made the amendment.
What? You guys are going to pass the Naval Act of 1794, establishing the United States Navy, and at the very top of that document, it very clearly states that the purpose we are building the United States Navy is so that we can combat Algerine corsairs, which is just...
I love it. I love the fact that the United States Navy was created for the explicit purpose to combat pirates. North African pirates.
Just a fancy word for state-funded pirates. Yes, I'm talking about the founding document of the most powerful navy the world has ever seen. At the top, specifically states the sole reason for their creation is to hunt down and destroy pirates that had the audacity to fuck with one of America's ships. We've officially entered the find out portion of the story. America immediately commissions the building of 6 enormous frigates covered in guns to go fight these pirates. Fast forward to when the frigates are done, it takes a couple years. It is now 1798, and George Washington has decided to step down from power, allowing for an election to happen, and we are now into the second president of America, John Adams. And John Adams decides he would rather keep paying tribute.
Disappointed!
No! The Navy spent $1 million creating all these frigates, and now John Adams isn't going to use them for their intended purpose. Obviously, a lot of people are upset, including his own vice president, Thomas Jefferson. So Thomas Jefferson, the vice president at the time, immediately begins campaigning to run against the sitting president in the next election. And one of his biggest platforms is that he is going to go fight these pirates rather than pay them tribute. And his slogan for this is, and I quote, "Millions in defense before a cent in tribute." Okay, just so we're clear.
Based. Absolutely based. I love that quote.
Thomas Jefferson's platform for running for president is, I'm going to spend millions of dollars in defense, which might as well be hundreds of billions of dollars at that point, because America no longer negotiates with terrorists, and I'm pretty sure my high school English teacher would refer to this as foreshadowing. So Thomas Jefferson wins the election. The entire world finds out that he's going to be the third president of the United States of America. And then on March 4th, 1801, the day of his inauguration, he receives a letter from Yusuf Karmanali, the Pasha of Tripoli. If you don't know, Pasha is like the dictator, the king, the president, the main dude in charge. And at this point, Thomas Jefferson, the guy who just ran an entire presidential campaign on, I'm going to go fight pirates, is thinking in his head like, maybe this guy found out that I'm about to send a navy over there to beat him up, and he's going to send an apology.
Nah.
Maybe he wants to sign a peace treaty like Morocco did. This is already working out great. I might not even have to send my navy over there. He opens the letter, and Pasha Yusuf Karmanali has decided that he is going to poke the Pilgrim King because he is now demanding that because of the new administration, the United States owes him an extra $225,000 in tribute. And Thomas Jefferson is pissed.
You're trying to get crazy with this. Don't you know I'm local?
Originally, Thomas Jefferson was going to have to go to Congress, get permission to activate the Navy to send him over there to fight these pirates, but not now. He's so mad we're activating the Rainbow Shortcut to ass-whooping land, and Pasha Yusuf is going to have some consequences immediately because he's sending the Navy today. But like I said, it takes a liberal act of Congress to send the U.S. Navy over there on a military mission, so Thomas Jefferson is like, that's fine, we just won't send him on a military mission. Fill up.
A tale as old as time for presidents. I mean, how many presidents have used this kind of loophole?
One of our frigates with a bunch of gifts and peace offerings for Pasha Yusuf, and then give it a nice healthy escort of other frigates to defend it and send them on their merry way to deliver the gifts. Right after he gives the commander of the United States Navy
peacekeeping
the standing order that he is also to defend any American citizen or ship from any potential aggression.
Potential aggression.
Not aggression, potential aggression. If he thinks that somebody else might be thinking about doing something aggressive.
Take him.
Thank you, Akira, for the $4.99 super chat.
Out. Take him down. Do your stuff.
So the Navy sets sail. They're gone. They're en route. Thomas Jefferson's sitting in his office, and he comes to the realization, man, I'm pretty sure these pirates are going to attack him, but if they don't, they're actually going to end up giving Pasha What's-His-Nuts a bunch of these gifts, and I can't have it. So he whips out the parchment, he writes a letter back and sends that off, and that letter basically reads, hey, America's done giving you tribute for the rest of forever, F off. And obviously the letter makes it there first, at which point Pasha goes to the American consulate building and chops down the flagpole with the American flag on it, which in that part of the world is how you declare war. So the U.S. Navy shows up.
All right, let's go.
Goes to the Barbary States. The pirates attack them because they've already declared war. The U.S. Navy defends themselves. Word gets back to America. Congress then is like, oh, hey, we're at war. We're going to go ahead and give Thomas Jefferson permission to use the United States Marine Corps at his discretion, and this is why, to this day, the United States Marine Corps is the only branch of the U.S. military that can be sent and deployed anywhere in the world without congressional approval. So,
which I actually had no idea. I had no idea that that's been a standing allowance to this day for the president. That they could deploy the Marine Corps wherever they want. So, that explains, yeah, there you go.
For the next 2 years, the U.S. Navy and the Marine Corps set up a naval blockade and just go on a pirate hunting extravaganza until October of 1803, when the USS Philadelphia would get hung up on an uncharted reef right off the coast of Tripoli. The pirates seize this opportunity, they attack the USS Philadelphia, board it, take the crew hostage, and then over the next couple months they were able to repair it enough to get it back into the harbor at Tripoli, where they then anchored it in place and used it as fixed artillery because it had way more guns than any other vessel they had. Cue our first main character, Stephen Decatur, the commander of the USS Enterprise, America's unofficial flagship. He decides that he's going to don his plot armor,
the USS Enterprise,
take the USS Enterprise out and acquire himself a pirate ship, which he does. He then takes that pirate ship and the USS Enterprise and sails both of them to Sicily, where he hires 5 Sicilian mercenaries that know how to speak Arabic. They then sail to Tripoli, where Decatur and 80 Marines are going to go below deck of this pirate ship, which has now been christened the USS Intrepid, as the 5 mercenaries are going to sail directly into the heart of the harbor, pretending to be Barbary pirates. They then go directly to the USS Philadelphia. 80 Marines and Stephen Decatur run out, kill the entire crew of pirates that are on the USS Philadelphia, and reclaim it. Unfortunately, the USS Philadelphia is too damaged to actually be used as a ship ever again, at which point Stephen Decatur decides, fine, we're just going to burn the entire thing to the ground, because if we can't have it, nobody can.
No one can.
Deprive the enemy of nice things. I'm pretty sure Sun Tzu said that. So that's exactly what they do. They light the USS Philadelphia on fire, they're positive it can't be put out, and then they bounce. Not a single American is injured, and Stephen Decatur is hailed a hero because he has now led what is, in my opinion, America's first special operations mission. So now that that's taken care of, the problem at hand is that the crew of the USS Philadelphia is still being held hostage by the Barbary pirates, and they want a ton of money in exchange for them back. However, America no longer negotiates with terrorists, and that's not an option. Cue our next 2 main characters, William Eaton and Presley O'Bannon. And before you ask, yes, Presley O'Bannon, as in the USS O'Bannon, the Fletcher-class destroyer from World War II that sank a Japanese submarine with potatoes. So they go in and they pick.
I feel like we're not going to watch that tonight, but I feel like I need to watch whoever has that story of a U.S. warship sinking a Japanese sub with potatoes. I know nothing about that incident.
Pitch their idea of how they're going to get the crew of the USS Philadelphia back, and it is, by every definition, a special operations mission. Basically, they want to take themselves, 2 dudes, plus 6 Marines for a total of 8 guys, and they're going to get dropped off in Egypt, because in Egypt is Yusuf Karmali's brother that is living in exile because Yusuf kicked him out because he is technically the rightful heir of Tripoli. So they're going to get that guy and all the buddies that are loyal to him.
So basically, even at this early stage of American history, we're taking special ops U.S. military forces and bringing in an exiled leader to overthrow an existing nation's leader and installing the exile into power. So we've been doing this shit from the very beginning.
500 men, and then they're going to march them through the desert to Burma, and they're then going to use them to fight and take over the city and exchange the city for the crew of the USS Philadelphia. And upon hearing this ridiculous plan, the U.S. military leadership is like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You want to take a small contingency of men, be dropped off in a foreign country, meet up with a rebel leader who already has a bunch of men, and then convince him that you're going to help him overthrow a current dictator, and then he can be the new dictator, and basically we're using other people to fight other people that we don't like to benefit us. And Presley O'Bannon and Eaton are like, yeah, that's pretty much exactly it. And the government is like, this is a terrific...
This is absolutely based.
Idea. I mean, we're probably never, ever going to do anything like this ever again.
Nah, this won't be a trend.
We're not going to have an entire branch of special forces that specializes in it. Sorry, anyways, that's exactly what they do. They get dropped off in Egypt, they track down Hamet, they're like, hey, you want to go overthrow your brother? Cool, grab your guys, let's go. Somewhere along the line, the Marines also picked up 50 Greek mercenaries as they all began marching 500 miles through the Libyan desert to get back to the Tripolitan coast. And this march through the desert takes 50 days, and it is a complete shit show because somewhere along the way, they start running low on supplies, and they have to start rationing, and then some people get mad. There's accusations because the Greek guys are Christian, Hamet's guys are Muslims, there's fighting amongst themselves, and there's these 8 Marines standing in the middle, desperately trying to keep them from killing each other as they march through the desert. So despite multiple mutiny attempts and a ton of fights, the Marines were able to keep this group together enough to make it through the Libyan desert till they arrived at the coastal city of Bamba. Once they get there, they meet up with the USS Argus that gives them a bunch of supplies so they can start eating food again, and they give enough money to pay off the Greek mercenaries. Then Eaton decides that he's going to send a letter over to the governor of Derna right next door, because remember, we can't attack unless they're potentially aggressive. Okay, so he sends a letter and is basically like, hey, I'm going to march my army through the middle of your town to go kill your boss on my way to Tripoli. Can I have some safe passage and maybe some food? The governor of Derna sends a letter back that says, my head or yours, which sounds potentially aggressive enough. So they begin making the plan for the ground attack. A little bit. Hamet and his men are going to take the governor's palace, and the Marines and the Greek mercenaries are going to take out the harbor fortress. But to do that, they're going to need a cannon from the USS Argus, so they're going to meet up with it, go get this cannon, and prepare for their attack. Cut back to Stephen Decatur. While all this has been happening, there's still been a naval battle in the Mediterranean the entire time, and Stephen Decatur is on an absolute rampage, because after he captured his first pirate ship, he would receive word that his brother, James Decatur, had been mortally wounded by one of the pirate ship's captains, who was pretending to surrender before shooting his younger brother.
Oh no!
Hearing this, Decatur immediately gives command of the new captured vessel to one of his men, leaves a couple guys with him, and takes off to track down this pirate ship that just killed his brother. So they chase down this pirate ship, they pull up right next to it, and before the crew has time to do any boarding procedures, you know, like break out the planks, tie some ropes to the other ship, all that stuff you see in the movies, nah. Stephen Decatur jumps into the enemy ship and starts killing pirates immediately. 9 Marines, seeing that happen, are like, oh shit, we're doing this. So they jump onto the pirate ship too and start throwing down, at which point the pirate ship veers off and breaks away from Decatur's ship. It is now 9 Marines and Stephen Decatur versus over 30 pirates on this vessel, and 30 is not going to be enough. Stephen Decatur kills multiple pirates, including the captain that had slain his brother, officially avenging his brother's death, capturing that vessel.
Decatur gives no F's
as well. But he is still absolutely furious that his brother died, and he continues to go on a rampage, capturing another pirate ship and destroying.
I understand if it's 3 minutes long, but this is it. This is the last video, I promise.
3 more over the coming weeks. Cut back to the men on the ground. Eaton and O'Bannon have been getting...
We'll save the potato video for, I don't know, Thursday or Friday.
Their battle plan ready this entire time. They just had their men go get a cannon off the USS Argus because they really need this cannon if they're going to be able to pull off this mission. So they're ready to attack. The U.S. Navy gets into formation, and they are going to bombard the entire city of Derna while they launch this attack. Despite that, there's over 2,000 men loyal to Pasha Yusuf that are going to defend it, and they are heavily outnumbered. So Navy starts bombarding the shore. Hamet and his men take off to go attack the governor's palace, and Eaton, O'Bannon, the Marines, and the Greek mercenaries begin launching their attack on the harbor fortress. They open up with the initial cannon fire, which is going to be vital to be able to break through the enemy lines and establish their foothold. They fire the cannon. As they go to reload and fire it again, they realize that they had accidentally forgot to take the ramrod out of the cannon and shot that at the enemy too. Now the cannon's completely out, and they're kind of like, oh shit, what do we do? What do we do? And Presley O'Bannon just charges.
Screw it! Charge!
Into battle as the other Marines follow behind him and the Greek mercenaries behind them. They attack so quickly and so violently that they're able to overrun the entire enemy fortress before anybody really knows what's going on. And Presley O'Bannon becomes the first American ever to raise the Star-Spangled Banner over a foreign battlefield. This battle,
hell yes,
the taking of the Tripolitan coastal city of Derna, is enshrined in
the Marine Corps hymn.
Corps history in the Marine Corps hymn with the line from the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. And it is also where the Marine Corps would get their first nickname ever, because the 7 Marines
Leathernecks
for this battle fought so hard and so violently that they simply became known as the Leathernecks, referring to the leather collar that they wore around their neck to protect it from slashes from pirate swords. So Yusuf's men end up getting beaten back and are forced to retreat to Tripoli, at which point the Marines, the Greeks, and Hamet and his men all consolidate, figure out what happened. Hamet and his men were able to take over the governor's palace, and after the taking of the city of Derna, Hamet awards his very own sword to Presley O'Bannon as a gift for how valiantly he fought in battle. And this is the Mameluke sword,
which
the same sword that is on the Marine Corps uniform today. So now you
I did not know that either. I had no idea. I mean, I knew the Marines had a sword. I didn't realize that was the reason why they had that particular sword.
Yusuf consolidates his military, sends an enormous army back to Derna to try to take it back over, and they're kind of just sitting on the outskirts of the city, waiting for the right moment to attack. Eaton and O'Bannon are writing correspondence to the US military in the chain of command like, hey, we took this entire city with like 8 Marines, give us some reinforcements, we're gonna go take Tripoli next, and then we'll just overthrow this entire country. This goes on for over a month, and they defend the city multiple times from attacks from Yusuf's men, and eventually Eaton receives a letter informing him that he is to stand down and just leave, because American diplomat Tobias Locke has struck up a deal with
this guy,
Yusuf Karmanali. And apparently he struck up this deal with absolutely nobody's permission, because the deal is America is going to pay Yusuf Karmanali, the pirate king, $60,000, and in exchange, we are going to receive the USS Philadelphia back, as well as a peace treaty that they are going to leave American ships alone from now on. So yeah, everybody's pretty pissed off about it, from Thomas Jefferson, Presley O'Bannon, William Eaton, Stephen Decatur. They're all furious that we are now giving $60,000 to this pirate king, as opposed to overthrowing his entire city of Tripoli, or at a minimum using the fact that they're holding Derna and use that as leverage to exchange. But whatever, the war's over, I guess. For now. So the peace treaties were signed in 1805. Now, fast forward 7 years, 1812. The War of 1812 happens.
Oh yeah, that one. Remember that one, Europeans?
Okay, if you don't know, the War of 1812, there's more to it than this, but the reason that it started is that Great Britain wanted to have more control over the seas and trade, because America was getting too much, because America was no longer getting attacked by pirates, because...
Well, and also there was that whole Napoleon character too.
We just beat them in a war now too. So Great Britain launches another war against America. During this war, they encourage the Barbary pirates to start attacking American vessels again. And honestly, it works out pretty good for the pirates, at least for a little while, because the American Navy is too busy to worry about them because their hands are full with the British Navy. Fast forward 2 years, 8 months later, the War of 1812 ends. Now, luckily for the Barbary pirates, Thomas Jefferson is no longer president at this point. We are on to America's 4th president. Let me check my notes here. James Madison. If you don't know,
James motherfucking Madison.
Madison is one half of what
I love. Who were my top presidents? When I was younger, it was Jefferson, Madison, Washington, Lincoln. I think were my top presidents.
Is referred to as the forefathers dynamic duo, and the other half is his best friend of all time, Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson hates.
He does not like pirates.
President James Madison, being the homie that he is, looks over at now Commodore Stephen Decatur and says,
"Go get him, Tiger."
He then proceeds to assemble the largest U.S. naval fleet ever at this point in time and sails directly to the Barbary coast. He then immediately tracks down Algiers' flagship, the Mashuda, takes it out, captures over 400 members of its crew, and the ship itself. He then proceeds to take all of his gunboats directly to Algiers, park them in the port, and say, here's the deal. You're going to surrender, and you're never going to collect tribute from anyone ever again, or I'm going to overthrow your entire country. Obviously...
Stop messing with our boats or get liberated.
Option, at which point Decatur's like, okay, cool, next order of business. You're also going to pay me back for all the U.S. merchandise that you bought in 1812. And they're like, okay.
Reparations, bitch.
Here you go. They give it to him. He then proceeds to sail his fleet next door to Tunis and tell them the exact same thing, ordering them to sign a peace treaty, never raid an American vessel again, and then collects a bunch of money. He then sails them next door again to Tripoli, and does the exact same thing, collects all this money, gets the peace treaties, the Barbary pirates never mess with America ever again, Decatur and his fleet sail back home, and he tells the government what happened. The American government is blown away at the results that Decatur was able to achieve when asked how he managed to not only get peace treaties without too much violence, but also get a bunch of money and concessions on top of it. All Decatur said was, peace was achieved through the mouth of our cannons.
Speak softly and carry a big stick.
At which point he was given the nickname the Conqueror of the Barbary Pirates. And with the rest of the world seeing a new country in its infancy stand up for itself against the Barbary pirates and winning, they would start doing it too, and everybody started fighting back and quit paying tribute to the Barbary pirates, and in the coming years, they would fade into nothing as their 300-year reign of terror had come to an end. So in conclusion, the moral of the story is, please, for the love of God, do not mess with America's boats. Thank you for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch over at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang, out.
This guy's really good. He really is good. The other guy I want you guys to check out, because I do want to share a lot of his stuff that's also military related. Oh my God, what was his name? I know who he is, but I can't remember his actual name. His channel name. No, that's right. Habitual Line Crosser. Habitual Line Crosser. I'm sure you guys have seen his his shorts, but they're actually pretty amazing. But with that being said, I got some food. I'm going to talk to you guys later. I'll see you guys on Friday, right? I hope you guys have a good one, of course.
Dude, this is a horrible gaming experience. How do you live like this? Well, I don't know, Linus. I don't have time to research upgrades for this.
The Houthi rebels have successfully shot down the American F-22. That can't be.
This is his entire shtick, and I love it.
That poor kid.
You guys have a good night.
Spunk in him.
This is it.
You know,
I'll see you next time.
Be intercepted, so I guess he got his answer. Time for the Houthis to figure out why I put the strike in Strike Eagle. Well, I guess that just about settles it. They fucked with the kid. Now I'm about to make that entire country uninhabitable for the next 3,000 years. No, relax, guys. That literally can't be. Oh, but I assure you, it is. No, it's not. You mind telling them? The strike yesterday that hit 60 targets in Yemen was conducted by 15 F-18 Super Hornets, 4 Eurofighter Typhoons, 3 DDGs, 1 aircraft carrier, and 3 U.S. submarines. Not a single F-22 was ever in the airspace in Yemen.
Oh.
Why does everyone look all pissed off? Did we run out of Hot Pockets again? Oh, hey kid, good to see you again. Sorry, those Houthis put something on TweetBook, and it almost ended in indiscriminate annihilation. Where you been? I don't know what any of that means, Grandpa. I was in my hangar fighting a possum for a week-old chicken nugget.
Yeah. Good night, guys. See you later.